I am on it, and I say boom. It is Sunday, February the 20th of 2022, and the festivities are about to begin. Today is Sunday Mass because my Holy Bible is a science book? What the hell? Oh man, what a lot of bullshit. Let's do it.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Boom. It is Sunday Mass festivities live. We are in the Discord server, the Daily Boom. I mean, that's for you to join and share your links and your videos, because actually today we are in Google Meets. Saturdays and Sundays we'll do the Google Meets festivities. So please consider joining us when I share the link very shortly. I need to do my shilling first. And I need to do a big thank you and shout out to everybody that supports the channel and are here right now, today, right now, and live. In the house, we have Johnny M, Sean Hawkins, Howard Moore, Farmer's Boy, Fred Bailey, Kuso, RT96. Yeah, 7 bra. Martin Turing test 2. Turing test 2. Turing test 2. I'm trying to. I know there's a play again words in there. What's up? Hello, are you new? I am new too. Citizen 9 on Earth is live. Is it that we are echo again? What the hell is going on? What the hell? Shit. Damn it. Let me check let me click on the settings. You see, we had a weird echo yesterday. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. How is the echo now? I hope it's not too bad. I hope it's normal. I mean, it shouldn't sound bad. You might hear some crickets, but you shouldn't get an echo. Now you gotta tell me, how is the squeaky earth? Hold on. Hey, the frog leg. Let's do the squeaky earth. Here we go. Woo! Hell yeah! That is what we're talking about. It's loud and solid. Oh man! Shout out to the squeaky earth, and shout out to the lazy-eyed frog. I gotta get this leg over here holding the thing. It's coming and going. Oh well, I hope it's not too bad. I hope we can deal with it. Maybe it's, I don't know. You know what? Let me try something. Let me do a click over here in the PC. Okay, let's try that now. That should be good. That should be now clean, at least normal. And if you hear an echo, then my headset is already gone, you know. That's pretty much what it had to be. There's no other way. There's no other way. It's froggy time. Hey, guys, I want to thanks all the supporters of the channel. We will begin with the memberships. Dude, we got all kinds of support here. And just yesterday, when I activated my membership, we already have 15 members. And we have only one, the troll god, the man, Howard Moore. Boom! Big shout out to you, Howard Moore, big supporter of the channel. Thank you so much. And in no particular order, all the rest of the members on the channel. Bandit, Bandit is a responsible troll. Carl Christopherson, responsible troll. Blue Marble Science, responsible troll. Marcus Dresden, responsible troll. Brad Wegner, you are a responsible troll. Ventilite is a smart, responsible troll. Farmer's Boy, you are a responsible troll. Earth is live, a responsible troll. RT96, smart, responsible troll. Martin, responsible troll. Parabindu, smart, responsible troll. Dora Unku, responsible troll. Citizen 9 is a responsible troll. And Mr. Victory's Radio is a smart, responsible troll. Thank you so much. Sounded okay? Now it sounds better, I think. A frog emoji. There's a little frog emoji right now. There you go. All good now. Sound much better. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There is the pinned comment on the YouTube chat box is please share the show, like the stream, click the thumbs up, subscribe, which if you are lurking in the background watching and you are not subscribed, you must be subscribed to the channel so you can participate in the YouTube chat box and get a blue wrench. And you must hit the bell notification icon so we know when the festivities are on. There is a link for a PayPal, how to support, how to help the channel. There is a link for the Discord on how to join the Discord server Daily Boom. And you can also become a member. But very, very important, share the show because we are looking for a big audience so people can keep coming in and hang out, right? So I'm sharing the show. I'm sharing the show on my Discord server. There's a bunch of people that are notified on YouTube, but they are notified via Discord server. And I will throw the Google Meets link also in the Discord server, the Daily Boom, and then I'll throw it over here on YouTube. So if you guys want to participate, please feel free to click at the link, Google Meets, and join us. Thank you everybody for being here. I also see that a few more people showed up after the shout outs. We have Howard Moore, boom. Jim's Mine is not new. RT96. Patio Furniture, 11 Shimp. Real Cygnus, Yo, yo. Leo is Froggy Time. Martin. I already said that. It sounds like I'm repeating names now. And Justin Franks, hello. Next to the people in the chat box, you know who the members are because you're gonna see a Squeaky Earth logo next to their names. And big shout out to the frogs, man. We got Lazy Eyed Frog. We got Mama Frog and Baby Frog. Baby Frog. Yeah. Now I need to do one more click in the PC because I forgot to unpin my camera, and we will not have the back and forward logo changing. If I don't do that, it's gonna be like on me. I don't want to do it. Farmer's Boy is here, and he is a responsible troll. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Thank you very much. I am fine, very very
Good.
well.
Good.
Very strange that I did show Saturday last night, late last night, and Sunday. I usually don't do Saturday and Sundays. See?
Yeah, I would have joined, but I was fast asleep when you streamed. I think it was about 1:30 in the morning my time. So
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was
yeah.
late for me.
Yeah.
I finished past 11 p.m. over here for me when I finished the show. It was probably
Yeah.
almost it was very close to midnight when I finished the show.
So I understand you were chatting for quite a while with Gary and Lemon.
Yes, I did.
You both
I
did.
did a live stream just to test kind of the notifications on screen on super chats and memberships. So please, guys, in YouTube, if you want to throw a super chat and or become a member to do that and see, let's see if the notification and the icon pops in on screen. It should be working good, you know. So I was in here for like a little over an hour, just me talking to the audience, reading comments, and just pulling an Arwin, you know.
Oh, yes. So long periods of intense silence as you stare at the screen and then bash the
man,
keyboard.
no, I couldn't do that.
And
I didn't do a proper
it.
Arwin. Yeah, I didn't do a proper Arwin. I tried to, but it was just too. Would have falling asleep over here. It's weird.
Yes, I can imagine.
So I was a little over an hour, and then Gary saved me because he came in because he saw me lonely, and I invited people a few times. Nobody joined. Gary, you know what? I got you. I said I appreciate it. So yeah, we talked for a little bit, just small talk, and then it became kind of this discussion about the zooming and perspective and cameras and all the same shit.
Yeah.
And Lemon joined us after that. So it was Gary, Lemon, and myself for a little bit, and then Howard Moore came in. Master Khalik showed up for a little bit. Effie Dogma, Huey showed up. Terry showed up. Somebody else came in. Yeah, a few people showed up. It was fun.
Good. Yeah, well, I mean that sort. I suppose that sort of time of night, for those of us not in the UK, it's a Saturday night. Oh yeah, Jose's live. Let's go and see what he's up to. But yeah, like I say, I think it was 1:30 in the morning my time, and I was fast asleep.
Right. Earth is Live is sharing a link for the StingRay. Oh, StingRay has a channel.
Oh yeah, he posted something, a very short video this morning, I think.
But it is a content for kids, so I cannot click on the bell notification icon on the StingRay. I just subscribed. That's weird. StingRay shared a video on his channel. Well, Earth is Live threw the link in there, and if you guys feel free to link your channels and shield your shit. Sound much better. Thank you, Citizen 9. Squeak is on today. Echo come same goes. All right. Fred Bailey enjoyed the show. Here, lemon says real, but tweet with boom, amen. It is Sunday, and the church is in session. Shout out to Tweet, which he was in the chat box almost the whole night last night. Very good to see you, Tweet. Farmers, you're getting old, man. What the hell?
Well, I must be an old man because I was asleep at 1:30 in the morning. Okay, yeah. So I'm old then.
Yeah, man. All right, let's hear this. Let's see what this StingRay video is. It is only 18 seconds, so I'm gonna loop it to play it back to back. Let's see what he got. Here we go. Where's the sound?
I don't think there is any.
You know what? I think he actually did this. I think StingRay
Yeah, he
might have
did.
actually created this. Oh
Yes,
shit!
this is his CGI model of the Earth. He was trying to replicate what they see from the ISS.
100% CGI.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I say, StingRay did this himself. So
This
this
is
isn't
excellent.
just a repost from somebody or just cribbed it from somebody. He's generated this himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
StingRay is the man, bro. Holy shit. Yeah, that's cool. It's CGI. StingRay did it. And the evidence is there are 33 people watching at this very, very moment. So that's it. We got a CGI globe. We got 33 people watching. Dude, couldn't get more real than that. How about that?
Outstanding.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks real. See, Tweet would say it looks real. It actually does look real. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Wow.
does look pretty realistic, doesn't it?
Yeah. He got skills. Now, what you guys are getting on YouTube is a little bit laggy. I mean, it's really smooth playback, but via the Google Meets, it's not a smooth playback for
No.
your viewing guys on YouTube.
No, I saw this morning and thought, hello, what's he been up to? And clicked on it. And, oh, yes, it's his very impressive CGI.
Wow. Oh, okay. Let me. I don't think I threw the link over here on YouTube, so you guys can join. There you go. Click on that link and join us. Japan here. Damn typos. Thick finger syndrome. Thick finger syndrome, I call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get dyslexic fingers as well.
Yeah. Where are the stars? No, this is good CGI, man.
I mean, obviously, you couldn't compare this against the real thing at any given time because the clouds they're just clouds, you know. And that's one of the biggest things against live footage from the ISS being faked because you've got to get the clouds right. Because there are other sources of information that can confirm what the clouds look like in a particular area, and you just, like StingRay said, you just it's too difficult to do a real time simulation of the Earth and get the clouds to match where they actually are. You just can't do it.
It actually does look really good, man.
It
really
does look bloody
convincing.
good, doesn't it?
Fucking A.
Especially when you get that that transition where you get the lights.
Yeah, man.
And you can see you can see the shape of the continents from the lights. I mean that's pretty damn good.
Shit. I'm gonna throw a link on YouTube so you guys can click it, and you have to click it and see it on your end so you see how smooth and great quality it is. It's not gonna. I'm not doing any honors on playing it via. You watching it, whatever you guys see on YouTube, it's not the real deal.
Oh yeah, you if you play it in YouTube, it's totally smooth.
Yeah. When you play it on the original source, not what you're watching right now on my channel. You're seeing all laggy and through a few other software now. It's not good enough. Really good, man. Really good stuff.
And yes, you can get it up to. If you have the means to watch it in 4K,
Fucking
you can play it back in
4K,
4K.
man. Damn, I'm gonna click it and see how it looks. I'm gonna full screen it first.
I've got it in 1080p. I can't. My screens won't do 4K.
I'm gonna full screen it for me and see what this 4K thing does. For me, you guys are not gonna see the evidence. For me, I don't know. We'll see. That dog that you hear is next door. No, it's actually loading and lagging for me. Yeah, I don't have 4K capabilities. Higher than 1080p, a little higher than 1080p. Let's see how it looks. This one looks really smooth.
Yeah.
For me. I don't have 4K capability.
No, same here.
Yeah, this is good.
But that's very impressive stuff. You know, considering this isn't somebody with the NASA budget or anything like that. This is somebody sat in his office,
Yeah.
not a million miles away from me, and he's generated this himself.
Maybe a few hours. Maybe a few hours of work.
I think it's taken him a little bit more than that. It's
Few days.
it's taken some development. He was working on this a week or two back. I mean, how many hours in total? I don't know, but he started on this a little while back, and it's taken some. I think it's taken some doing to get it to this stage. It's I suspect it wasn't easy.
Nice.
Can't have vacuum next to an atmosphere. Wish I had a tenner for every time I heard somebody say that.
Jose, oh, Paul, yeah. Looks amazing in 4K, says Citizen 9. That's good, man.
Yeah, I bet it does. I'll have to take your word for it.
It looks really laggy on YouTube. Even if I lower the still 720, you know, here, still gonna look laggy for you guys the way I'm screen sharing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yes, very impressive. Hats off to him. He's done a bloody good job there, I think.
Yeah. Congrats, man. Earth is Live is asking if I will switch to Discord later. He got something showing to Brian Leakey if he shows up. Earth is Live. You can join the Google Meets. It's still good. It's still smooth. You can still share this stuff. And Brian Leakey have joined Google Meets. He's, you know. So no, I'm gonna do Google Meets all day today. Maybe. We'll see. If there's 2 or 3 people that show up, they say like, let's do, you know, then let's do Discord, and we'll move on. Bingo. Who is Turing test 2? You seen this person
Turing
in the
test.
interwebs?
New one on me. He's got Alan Turing as his avatar.
Yeah, the old channel.
Yeah.
Subscribe to a bunch of legit channels, you know. All right. Well, you are blue. You're blue. Everyone is blue. You know, I see a pattern on the people he subscribed to, and I'm trying to find flat earthers in the. I'm trying to find flat earthers. I'm not finding any.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to work out just how many of these I'm subscribed to as well. Most of them.
Yeah, and subscribe to a bunch of them too.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most of them. Not most of them, but a bunch of them. Yeah. Very cool, man. Welcome to the show, bro. Have fun. I got a fucking itchiness in the head. Damn it. Valence Truth said, Jose JG, did you review that video? Love to know what you think. What video? If you shared a video, a video that I say that I wasn't gonna play because I couldn't get copyright. I don't know. Just let me know. Let me know which video specific, and we'll take it from there.
He shared one the other day, didn't he? I can't think what it was.
He did. Yeah, he did.
I can't remember what it was.
I don't know exactly which one. Oh, let me see. Some kind of a flat Earth model? No, I don't know, man. I'm lost. No, that was Brian Leakey shared a weird psychedelic flat Earth model thing from other channel.
Oh, that was one from years ago, wasn't it? He said, "Oh, look, I've got a flat Earth proof," and it was like, really?
It's a weird, little computer generated all kinds of loop-de-loop psychedelic things.
It was Electric Universe, I think.
Yeah, I think. I don't even remember.
I've watched far too many videos since then.
Citizen 9.
History, by God.
Citizen 9 just told you guys 34 watching and only 18 likes. What the fuck? Come on, guys.
Do better than that.
Yeah. Shout out to Biggest Duggus. To see you, Chris Hammond. Hi, boom. Mubbit. Muppet, Muppet. 2 Muppets for each frog. Now we gotta give it a different tone. We got lazy eye frog. Muppet, Muppet. We got mama frog. Muppet, Muppet. And we got baby frog. Muppet, Muppet. There you go. How about that?
Well done.
Very good. Thank you. See if I can remember in the near future. You was I saw last when I saw you was on Terry Miles. I think it was either Saturday morning or Friday night or something like that.
Well, it was. Yeah, it was.
I was in the chat box.
Yes, you can. Yeah, it was my Saturday, sort of Saturday midday-ish.
Right. Yeah.
Yesterday, it would have been your early Saturday morning, I should think.
My morning, yeah. There was I was nailing all the answers, man.
Were you?
Yeah, nailing all the answers. I won, like for real. I won. I don't remember what questions you were asking.
When you get to the last clue?
I don't know what you guys were asking, but I was answering all of them first and correct.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even Googling. I wasn't even Googling the question.
Some of those questions that Paul comes up with, they are so difficult.
Oh, I was nailing them.
Yeah, I believe you, Jose. My God, that was one of my better ones. I managed to get 5 out of 10. I was very impressed with that.
Are there really hard questions to ask? Let me do a quick Google here.
Some of them were. I mean, particularly ones. When he starts asking questions about computer programming, sorry, I haven't got a fucking clue about any of that sort of thing. You know, and when there are questions about aspects of quantum mechanics, though.
All right, we got. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I just okay. Difficult science questions. Okay, I got 12 difficult science questions. Okay. This is different to Terry because this is kind of just questions out there. And I don't have any answers, so I'll show you what I got. I don't want to share the screen because I think an ad is going to pop in.
Oh, so right, okay.
Change this. So it's just this tricky question. There are a few questions, and I'm just going to, you see there's no answer. So I'll leave this in the background. I'll leave the little Earth rotating. Yep. First question, why is the sky blue?
12
questions.
That's very closely related to one of Gary's favorite little sayings. It's Rayleigh scattering.
What?
It's the way the light from the sun scatters when it hits our atmosphere, and it's the wavelengths of light which is being scattered, and basically what we end up seeing is blue, because obviously sunlight being white light, although it doesn't appear that way to us, it is a very bright white light. It contains all the colors, but once it passes through the atmosphere, once it gets scattered, this Rayleigh scattering, we end up seeing blue, and that's pretty much the same reason why large bodies of water appear to be blue as well. Well, they quite often don't look it close up.
Damn. All right, I'll answer the question. It is because the creator, the god of your choosing, like the color blue, and that's why the sky is blue. Thank you.
What if you haven't got one?
Then the sky is just blue. It just is.
It just is. No, that's fair. Okay.
Yep. Number 2, why does the moon appear in the daytime? I'd like to answer that first.
Go for it.
Why does the moon appear in the daytime? Because sometimes it gets scared of the dark. Go ahead.
Oh, I do like it gets scared of the dark.
Go ahead.
we can see it during daytime because it's the plane of its orbit is at an angle to the to Earth, basically. So because of the different angles at which we orbit the sun and the moon orbits us, that at some points you'll end up seeing the moon during the day because sunlight can still get on it.
Number 3, how much does the sky weight? Well, how dare you asking that question to a lady? I'm not going to answer you how much does the sky weigh. How dare you? That's my answer. How dare you? Go ahead,
man. I couldn't tell you the entire figure, but I do know that the cubic meter of air weighs approximately 1.2 kilograms. So if you can work out the cubic volume of Earth's atmosphere, that will give you some idea. How much the whole atmosphere weighs, I couldn't tell you. Not without Googling it.
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not going to Google anything. I'm taking it off the top of my head, man.
But I do know that a cubic meter of air, it's 1.22, something like that. It's about 1.2 kilograms for a cubic meter of air. So it's about 1,000th of the weight of water.
Is that sky weight? Sky weight?
Sky. Oh, for sure. Right.
Wait.
Sky weight. Well, you see, it's a bit like this. Poor old boy. It's like, just stop and take a drink and then carry on recording, you know.
Then, similar question. How much does the Earth weight? Well, the Earth weighs many kilos. The Earth must be weighed only in kilos. If you attempt to weigh in pounds, the internet will break. That's about it. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
I can't remember the figure for that either, but that's related to the Cavendish experiment, isn't it? I think that's what Cavendish was trying to work out to begin with.
Yeah.
But what I couldn't tell you what the figure is off the top of my head, but it's going to be, 10 to the God knows how many number of kilograms.
All right. How do airplanes stay in the air? Because these vehicles are built anti-gravity. Or these vehicles just follow the laws of flat Earth, where gravity does not exist. That's how airplanes stay in the air, because flat Earth reasons, and they are anti-gravity. How about that? I think I like that answer very much.
If we could actually invent anti-gravity, then oh boy, the possibilities are endless. Unfortunately, we haven't quite got that far yet, which is why aircraft mainly have two things to keep them up in the air: lift and thrust. And that's what the wings are providing the lift, and the engines provide the thrust. Put the two together in the right proportions, and you fly, and you keep on flying. Take one of them away, and you suddenly become intimately familiar with the ground again at a high speed.
Now, I don't think I answered the question because it was how airplanes. Let me see. How do airplanes stay in the air? That's the question that I did not answer.
They keep flapping their wings.
How? Well, they fly. When they take off and they fly, then they stay in the air. That's how they stay in the air, because they fly and then they stay in the air. See?
Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah, we'll go with that. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sure if we asked Brian's logic, he could tell you straight away exactly how they don't fly.
Sky hooks. Maybe there's some hooks in the sky. Sliding sky hooks. Sliding
Sky
sky hooks.
Oh, the number of times I wish they were such a thing, sky hooks.
Yeah. Sliding hooks.
Sorry.
Sliding in the firmament. So fucked up. Hey guys, come on! Anybody want to join and try to answer some of these questions? And where in the hell are the super chats and new members? Maybe the the ingredients are being thrown in the pot. I understand, but I want to thank everybody. 40 plus watching now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and support.
Turing test helped us out with what I presume is the weight of the Earth, which is 5.15 times 10 to the 18 kilograms.
Wow.
So if you can imagine 10 with another 18 zeros behind it, 5.15 is, times 10 to the 18 kilos. It's heavy. She's a big old girl.
Next question. Why is water wet? You answer this one.
Why is water wet? Can't remember that one.
I mean, balanced truth, it should be the one answering this question. Why is water wet? Water is wet because dry stuff do not get you wet. But when you touch water, you get wet. That is why water is wet. So water is not dry because when you touch it, you get wet. That's why.
Oh dear. Yeah, I can't remember the actual answer.
I'm not going to complicate it and tell you about the molecules of hydrogen and oxygen bonding, bouncing together and merging. And no, I'm not going to give you that. Water is wet because if you put your hand and you get it wet, that's why. It's no answer, but it's a perfect answer. I love it. It's so dumb. You want to try, farmers?
No, it just is. It just is. Water's wet. It just
there
is.
You go.
I mean, what good is dry water? Hello, I've got some dehydrated water. All you need to do is to add water to it.
Because it needs to be wet, you see?
It needs to be wet, yes. It can't be water if it's not wet. Blimey.
That's why. Yeah, he's not asking how, he's asking why.
I know there's a very good answer, but I bugger if I can remember what it is. So, yeah, that'll do.
Somebody left some water outside in the rain.
Oh, yeah, we've got plenty of that at the moment.
What makes a rainbow? The question is not why, nor how, nor who, but what makes a rainbow? A combination of unicorn farts, God's burps, Skittles, snuts. You put all of those together, that is what makes a rainbow.
I thought Skittles let you taste the rainbow.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this nut that comes out.
Okay. So it's, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not because you happen to be viewing, you're at the right angle to view water reflecting sunlight as it bounces inside the water droplets. Nah, silly. Nah, that can't be it. You're right, it's unicorn farts.
Yeah, it just makes more sense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Unicorn farts for the win.
What is this term? The easiest and fastest, what makes sense, the answer. You got a few options. Occam's razor.
Occam's razor, yes.
The most simplistic answer, and is pretty much it. Taste the rainbow.
God, I haven't Skittles in years.
Why? Here you go. I got a why question.
Oh.
Why don't birds get electrocuted when they land on an electric wire? Mm.
Well, I know the real answer, but you want
No. Give us
simple
the
one?
real answer. No. I'm giving all real answers. All the answers I'm giving.
Right, they don't get electrocuted because they're not completing the circuit. There's no earth. The current can't flow through them to earth. That's why they don't get electrocuted. Birds can sit on cables very nicely, but if you come along and say you're going fishing with your dirty great big 30-foot long carp pole, and I know somebody who actually did this, rest his soul, he was going fishing and he was near some power lines. And he raised his pole up to cast, and he touched the power line, thereby closing the circuit, and the current flowed through him and killed him. Birds can't do that because they're just sitting on the cable. There's no way of completing the circuit. They haven't earthed themselves or anything, so they're perfectly fine. They can sit there all day long.
Now, Citizen 9 is telling us it's because birds wear rubber boots. I mean, Citizen 9, that would be real only if birds were real. But birds are not real. And but the ones that you can approach to maybe grab, they are made out of wooden blocks of Lego. So it's not electricity conductive.
Don't tell them all the secrets.
Wooden Lego blocks is the trick.
Actually, but birds are just taking the piss because not only can they sit on power cables and not get electrocuted, when they fall asleep, they can't fall off.
Isn't that some?
The muscles in their legs and their feet automatically clench up, so they're not making a conscious effort to hold on, so that when they fall asleep, they don't fall off.
That makes sense.
Yeah, clever little buggers.
4 questions to go. Do aliens exist? My answer is refer to Bilu. Thank you.
Bilu.
Do aliens exist, Farmer's Boy?
Given the size of just our galaxy, let alone the universe, there must be other life out there somewhere. Whether we'll ever find any evidence of it, who knows? But yes, just the law of probability says that there must be other life out there somewhere. We can't be the only life in the entire bloody universe. I can't accept that. Whether it's life that we'd actually recognised if we encountered it is a different matter, but there must be life out there somewhere. There must be aliens.
I missed the opportunity to use the logos CGI birds. Damn it. The emojis.
You forgot you had them.
Yeah, I got him, and I forgot about it.
It's been it seems to have been so long since we've had the Jose logos, and now it's like, oh yeah, we've got some shit.
Now about birds, really quick. Remember that birds live in supernatural nests. Thank you, Citizen 9, for reminding us what Chris Berry says a while ago.
What?
Chris Berry said that nests are not natural; they must be supernatural. Then
how can? No, that's just stupid. How can?
Hey, it's Chris Berry. Don't try to make sense of it.
No, I know it's Chris. Exactly, that's the mistake. It's Chris Berry. Don't try to figure it out. Just go, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well, I got answer of people. Professor Phil Bell said yes, but not here on Earth, about aliens' existence. Turing says probably.
Yeah,
Paul said yes, but they are called undocumented immigrants in some places.
Oh no, we meant aliens, not illegal aliens.
Oh, Brad Wagner said they have to exist some type of life. They have to exist.
There's yeah, I agree. There somewhere out there must be other life forms. I suspect they won't be the convenient Star Trek sort of aliens, you know, people in makeup or dodgy suits or anything like that. And they could quite possibly, we might not even, if we encounter them, might not recognize them as life. But
What
there's
if
got to
they
be,
what if they wear duck suits?
that'd be handy.
Nobody would question that.
We would have to bow down and say you're obviously clearly very intelligent and superior to us because you're wearing duck suits
Mm.
and must have very high IQs.
Now, because Douglas say, no, because Doofis Manfred say that Chris Berry also say that the three body problem debunks gravity.
That's nice.
Yep, he is very smart.
He's very, very expert.
Balanced truths, and I quote: "Things in reality that we don't have answers for. What makes nature nature, Jose J.G. We only observe things in nature, explaining them in a phenomenon." Balanced Truths, 2022.
I think I understand the argument that Chris Berry is trying to make. And this is something that's usually said by those flat earthers who have a religious bent, shall we say. They try to differentiate between nature and man-made because they talk about, you know, the laws of nature. That was brought about, I think, in the Victorian era, and it was either natural or supernatural. That was the differentiation they were trying to make. So when we talk about natural, we basically talk about everything we see, whether it's in nature, whether we've made it, it's all classed as natural because it's either natural or supernatural, as in made up with bullshit and gods and angels and fairies and demons and all this other crap that nobody's ever seen and doesn't exist. That's supernatural. And everything we see, whether we've made it or not, is natural.
Excellent. We got three more questions on this. Very difficult questions, tricky questions, science questions to answer.
Well, I couldn't answer why is water wet.
This one is the most difficult one, and remember, think about the previous question about the birds.
Okay.
This one is with birds. Where do birds go in the winter? Oh shit! It's a very
Well, they go on
difficult.
their holidays, don't they?
You know, yeah, you got the words out of my mouth. In winter, birds go to holiday.
They go on their holidays. They go, oh, it's too cold here. Let's go on our holidays. Let's go somewhere where it's nice and warm and sunny. You go down to the beach.
I promise. I was thinking. I said, like, it's got to be something with vacations, holidays. Yeah, that's the word.
Holidays, yeah. Happy holidays.
Thank you. That was the easiest one. You know, we agree with that one.
that is in effect what they're doing, isn't it?
You see,
they go. We're off. We'll see you next year. Bye.
All right. Damn. Welcome to Florida.
Oh,
listen to that.
I know.
Remember the first question. Why is the sky blue?
Yes.
The question, the penultimate. Is there a penultimate? Is that a correct word in English?
Penultimate. Yeah, penultimate. Yes.
Penultimate. The penultimate question. Yeah, the penultimate question is, why is the ocean blue?
I refer the honourable gentleman to the answer I gave some moments ago. It's exactly the same answer as it was for the first question.
So it has to do with God, creation, and the color of his choosing because he liked blue.
Yeah, if you like. Yeah.
Okay. What if? Would you imagine if the creator liked the color red and we had red skies and red water? Boom. It would be trippy. It would be cool looking.
Well, I don't know about water, but go to Mars. The red planet for a reason. Because this is the blue planet. So somebody obviously thought, well, if that's blue, make that one red.
You know? No. But I mean Kool-Aid red. Not this dark washout red, like Kool-Aid bright red. Maybe fluorescent even.
Ooh, fluorescent red oceans. Yeah, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
That'll be a sight.
Then the Red Sea would actually be the Red Sea.
Whoa. And we got the last question, number 12. Why is the sun the only star that can be seen during the daytime? That is a you question, Farmer's Boy.
Do you want an inventive answer or do you want the real answer?
No. We are all the answers that I have given to you are the real answers. I just giving you the chance to give us the correct answer first.
Okay, the correct answer. Okay, the sun during the day, it's so bright that we just can't see the stars that are around it or even on the other side of the sky. The atmosphere is lit up so brightly that we just can't see them. They're too dim.
Are all the stars spherical in shape, or are they like Starro the Conqueror? They got 5 pointy like legs.
No, they are dirty, great big balls of hydrogen and helium undergoing the fusion process. They are
spherical.
yes, they're all spherical because in nature, when you get a large enough amount of mass brought together, the most efficient and economical shape is a sphere. That's why planets, when they get to a certain size and above, planets, moons, and such like, are spherical. And you can see this when you look at the 2 moons of Mars. They don't have enough mass, so they're not spherical. One of them's quite potato shaped.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like spikes on legs like a starfish.
No.
But if I grab some of my videos of stars and pictures, they look like they got little legs. They got spiky things.
That's the lens of your camera and glare and such like creating that. They're not spiky.
Are you sure about that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask Gary to see if he agrees that the stars are not Starro the Conqueror shape. Earth is a potato, says Mike M.
I'm sure one of the 2 Martian moons is fairly potato-ish shape.
Do you want to address Balenstrut? He says something horizon, something globe, something hump. He say in the same sentence, horizon, globe, and hump. You want to address him?
At what point does the horizon drop hump? What?
He say in the one big sentence. He typed a lot of words.
Yeah.
But within that sentence, there's the word horizon, globe, and hump in the same sentence.
Right. Because it's a globe, we get the horizon that we have because we're viewing at a tangent across a curved surface. That's why we get the horizon, which is the apparent juncture between the sky and the ground, because by definition, the horizon is apparent. It's very simple.
But hold on, who was this? Okay. Hold on. Thank you. That end of story. Stars are usually star shaped. That's it. That's why star is. That's why it's called a star, because it's star shaped. End of story. Final answer. And
There you go.
the only correct answer today. Sean Hawkins said that he just saw the funniest thing he ever seen in my life. Dude, and I don't even got the camera on. It's in my iPhone. Thank you. Oh, it was Austin Whitsitt wearing a shirt that says "Truth Matters."
That is quite funny. The irony.
Shout out to Extra J. You gotta love poorly written run-on sentences. They are so clear and concise. Indeed.
Yes, yes. I mean, yeah, that one was just. I'll just throw some words at a wall and see what sticks. Oh yeah, we'll make a sentence out of that.
But you can have a random word generator, random sentences generator, and just copy and paste 150 copy 150 characters, paste those, and then you just in between every few words you throw some words horizontal, and then you can throw adjacent or flat and horizon. You throw some random words, and that would be a complete flat earther sentence and
Yeah.
sentiment.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, and yeah, it would sound just like that question did. Oh dear. No, Gary, the sun is a star.
Are stars star shape, Gary? I think they are star shape. Like, I don't know if you've seen the new movie with the Suicide Squad, and you got Starro the Conqueror as the big boss, the final boss. I think the stars are like that, but just bright.
Stars are points of light. That's it. You can't see any shape. And stars are not the sun. The sun is not a star.
It is.
The
They have
sun is
completely
not a
different.
star, Gary says.
Nope. Nope.
What is it then?
Well, I'm sure he's going to claim it is, but he has no proof of it being a star.
No, well,
He's never seen a star other than a point of light. He doesn't know what it is.
If it's not a star, what is it?
It's the sun.
Yeah, but what is it?
It gives us heat. It gives us heat, light.
Yeah, I know all that, but
seasons.
what? Don't tell me what it does. Tell me what it is. If it's not a star, what is it?
The sun is the sun. The stars are stars. They're not the same thing.
Okay, whatever.
Have you seen a star?
I've seen loads
Other
of
than a
them.
point,
Certainly not at the moment because it's too cloudy.
as a point of light, right? You've never seen a shape. You just see a point of light.
I don't.
Can you tell the shape of a car by the headlight coming towards you?
Quite often, yes.
No, man. When it's first far away, you cannot tell if it's a truck or a car or anything. When it's far away, it's just a light.
Now we're moving the goalpost. That's not what you first asked me. Because quite often you can recognise from the shape of the headlights what the car is.
Quite often, when it's first coming, you can't see what the shape of anything is.
Well, you
just
never
see a
said
light.
that originally. You never said.
Okay, well then I know that you have to obfuscate and take the one little exception maybe when it's close by. You knew what I was talking about. You knew what I was talking about.
Really?
Yeah, I know you're smarter than that. You're not dumb.
You're right. I'm
Always.
not.
Yeah, so you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
No, I was going by what you asked me.
I wanna again thank you again, Gary, for bailing me yesterday. I was telling Farmer Boy earlier. I was ranting for like over an hour, and then Gary came in and saved the day. You know, after you came in, then we got Lemon behind you, and then other people. So that was good.
I even got to take over the show temporarily.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said, like, yeah, I'm here just with the two of you. Hey, whatever you say. I tried to get in there, but it was just I couldn't think properly. It was too late for me. All right, we got Doofis in the house, but we got the first super chat today. Thank you very much, RT96 with a $5. Quote: "A star is just a point." Gary, stars are wobbly globs of watery plasma. Any flare with a P900. Hashtag FE Civil War. Thank you, RT96. Did you say that ever? Stars are wobbly globs of watery plasma, Gary?
Oh, why would I say that? But they are fun to watch with your naked eye when you see them flashing colors, which you can definitely see, right? Many of them.
I mean, if I got my glasses on, I'm gonna see all kinds of weirdness.
Yeah, you can literally see colors. But other than that, you can't really tell any shape. Could be anything.
You want to try your microphone, Doofis, to see if it works? You usually don't join over here on Google Meets.
Right. Should be working, I hope.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Solid, man.
We
Solid.
got you.
Right, fantastic.
Very good.
Gary, actually, real quick, I just want to make sure that you're aware, individual points of light, like the stars, if you don't agree that they have a shape, that's fine, but you should be able to notice that the stars do all seem to move in what appears to be a celestial sphere, correct?
Sorry, I was in the middle of chewing my lunch. No, I think they're actually a relatively flat plane over the flat surface, and they rotate around Polaris. And that's why they look like what they look like. Sorry, I'm in the middle of my lunch. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm eating it right now. It'll only take me a couple minutes.
All right.
So there you go. They all rotate around Polaris.
They just ignore that second center of rotation. That's fine.
Let's just any of you guys in the southern hemisphere, sorry, you're not real.
I can see a lot of the stars in the south that are south of Orion, and they're rotating right along with Orion. And
So
Orion, you can actually line up the Big Dipper, the bottom two stars. If you follow a straight line with them, they'll come out just in front of Orion, and they follow the same route. Anytime you see those stars on the Big Dipper, you can point them out to where Orion will be. So it's going around in a big circle. So that's an equatorial one, and those stars south of it stay in their same positions, which means they're also turning that same circle.
I'll post something in Discord real quick.
Yeah. Well, I'll present whatever you want. I just want to ask RT or somebody that were watching the stream on YouTube at that moment. Was there a notification in the super chat on screen, the little flashy thing? Or RT donated $5? I'm just asking. I don't know if it worked last night. I don't know if it's working today. If it works, I know what the issue was before that I couldn't make it work. And the echo that I had, there was a slight echo, and it stopped because in my main computer I had an extra Google Meet window open, just sharing the Streamlabs to myself so I can see in real time what's going on in the main.
I can answer you about the super chat. I've just scrolled back in the live stream, and yes, it comes up RT96 super chat, $5. Boom, across the screen at the top there.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it. You're looking at me.
So yes, that works.
Yeah. I think it made some kind of a like ding or bring, but it's low. I got it very low. I don't want the sound. I want the actual visual notification.
Yeah, no, it came up across the top of the screen. So
very
cool.
Worked. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yep. Shapes, man. Oh, I got the picture here, image. 100% right there.
Oh, look at that.
That's pretty.
That is very pretty.
It seems the stars south of the celestial equator. What are those? Those are the astrological constellations. The stars south of that circle around another center point to the south.
Yep.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That picture is something you will never, ever see anywhere.
But
okay, it was a photograph. Are you saying it's fake?
Complete. Yes, it's not. That you do not see that in real life, and you know it.
But it's a photograph taken by a real person with a real camera in the real world.
With an extreme wide angle trying to pull in the south to the north. You do not see this in real life. This is not real. I'm sorry. This picture is useless.
There are three constituents of three items that tells me that this is real. A real person took this, a real person with a real camera, that's number 2, and in the real world.
It's pseudo perspective. You do not see that in the real world. That's not, you will not see that.
But this is a photograph taken in the real world.
Well, if you want to say that, okay, you get the stars in the middle, right? We'll take those stars right there, the ones that you think are going straight. Okay, it looks like some of them are starting to curl one way, some the other way. How come it doesn't do that to Orion, which is an equatorial constellation? It doesn't split apart anywhere. And there's stars, there's like a little triangle of stars that are south of it that are always close by it. They're always right by it. And they're not churning the other way. They're following just perfectly along with Orion. None of them are splitting apart. And then if they're splitting apart like this, what about the people that are farther west from you that are looking at the stars? Are their stars splitting too, or are they just splitting at a whole bunch of different places? This whole thing is completely ridiculous. This is not what you see.
Just to be very clear, this image is not depicting that the stars are splitting. So where you see half of Horizon in one place, or half of Orion in one place, and half of Orion into different.
That is what it's. No, I know, because that doesn't happen in real life. But
that's
you're
not
depicting here that you got an equator where things are splitting.
I just want to be very clear. Hold on. I just want to be very clear. Now, hold on just 1 second, because I want to be very clear that this picture is not depicting that the stars in Orion are separating.
Of course not, because they don't. But
that's not what this image is showing.
This image is completely wrong. You do not see this. Period. You will never see this in real life at all. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can say other than that. This is not reality.
But somebody's done it.
But you guys think that the stars are splitting, going one direction south of the equator, another direction north of the equator. But you got the Milky Way that goes on both, right? It's in the north and the south, right? Do you see it splitting apart anywhere? Half going one direction, half going the other? No.
And that's not what this image is depicting.
Because it doesn't do it. This image is completely wrong. You cannot see two poles in your world.
Your interpretation of the image is wrong.
This is what you would call a straw man.
Your interpretation of the image is incorrect. That's fine.
You're trying to defend this picture in your model, which has poles at opposite ends in your model. You cannot see that. Period.
Okay,
that's nothing you'll ever see ever in your life.
All right. So in the meantime, if I were to take a camera with a 200 I guess this one looks like it's about 230-degree field of view. And do a time lapse with it. You're saying I would not.
But you don't have a 230 degree.
Gary, I'm in the middle of talking, Gary. Gary, I'm going to yell if you just interrupt me, because you're going to try and overtalk me. If you talk over, Gary, if you try to talk over the top of me, I will respond.
Doofis, he's gone.
He's gone for a moment.
I know, so that's what Gary does. He will keep talking so that you can't be heard.
It is a little bit ironic because yesterday we talked about it a little bit, and he said he doesn't overtalk unless it's necessary because he have to, for whatever reasons. You guys can hear yesterday's stream when him and me, we talked about it for a little bit, but to his mind, he doesn't overtalk anybody. Unless it's necessary. Was that necessary? Was it necessary for him to interrupt Doofis in his explanation? No, it was not. From my perspective, he was not.
You know that there are two main proponents of this tactic, and he's one of them, is to talk and talk and talk. And as soon as somebody starts to make a counter argument or to point something out, he will talk and talk and talk because he doesn't want them to be heard. He does it all the time. And he has openly admitted that he does that. So for him to sit there last night and say, oh, no, he doesn't overtalk, bollocks. And it's just been proven. He does it all the time because he doesn't want the other person to be heard.
He especially doesn't like when somebody calls him out for doing it.
Yes. That just makes him even worse.
That's not a reason to interrupt. He will have a chance to defend himself, but he doesn't have to be in the middle of your statement, even if you are calling him out, even if you're saying he's wrong, even if you are calling him whatever names, he will have a chance to defend himself. You just have to be patient. We all have to, and wait for our turn, then to speak our piece. Well, and hopefully the other person don't interrupt,
You know that's not how he works.
I get pissed off and I try, interrupt people sometimes when they try to say something about me, and I go like, no, that's not true. But if that was the only interruption, no, that's not true, or you're lying. And but he goes on, he carries on, he interrupts, and then he carries on and on. So he doesn't actually let the other people talk. Is not right.
Fundy muting, I think they call it, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I have heard. That's how I call it.
Yes, yes. He's one of the main proponents of that. He does it all the time. And then you should see he said, "Oh, I've got to go because he just whatever it was he said about you Doofis." But it's like no, it's you that's doing it. But,
Really quick to the chat box. I left one option, smaller to the left. I did a poll. The YouTube chat. Should I leave it what it is? For YouTube on screen for YouTube viewing. Move it to the right. Smaller. Make it smaller and to the right, or is the option will be make it smaller to the left, but I put get rid of it. It's smaller. People think I should have the YouTube chat box, but if anybody else think smaller and to the left, just tag me and type it. We got one vote for smaller to the left. A lot of people think just
and I'm sorry, Gary, but all of these photos are real photos of star trails taken by people, and if you won't accept them, then that's on you. They're not fake; they are star trail photos. And if you can find a nice, convenient place on or near the equator, you can get shots like this.
I got a clarification to make. When I say he, if he doesn't like what he hears, he interrupts and then he carries on. What I meant is when he interrupts, he carries on. Thank you. Shout out to Gary.
Yeah.
You gotta be joined, Gary. You be joined, man. We're just having fun. But you gotta, you gotta be patient, man.
You're Doofis. You are now an insane screamer. How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, all I'm doing is saying I'm trying to get the rest of my point out. If he interrupts it, I'm going to identify that he's interrupting it. That's all I'm doing.
I know. But star trails and the southern hemisphere yet another one of the millions of nails in the coffin of flat Earth.
Shout out to Kuso, because last night Kuso PR1, he said you should clip Gary on last night's show, because in a point Gary stated that boats will disappear from the bottom up when they sail away. Welcome to the globe, Gary.
I was going to say that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what the globe states.
Yeah. If we were to model it, that's what we'd expect to see. And oh, hang on a minute, that's what we see happening. If you're lucky enough to live on the coast.
And I'm not going to get mad at Doofis. I'm not going to get mad at all. Doofis did nothing wrong. Doofis was just attempting to make his point. He got one sentence out, and Gary just abruptly interrupted him and carried on talking. Doofus yelled at him like, shut the fuck up, I'm not finished, I'm going to finish. Gary rage quit. That's what happened. I mean, like, pretty much, Gary. You got to be more patient, man. I'm waiting on your turns.
This is actually a good example of perspective as well, because if you look at that image, you see the camera is taking obviously more than a 180 degree field of view. Mm-hmm. The stars that are passing toward the top of the image appear to spread out, even though angularly they have the same separation as they did when they were further away, or for closer to the horizon, I should say. Yeah. That same angular separation appears to be more separated at the top of the image due to the lens.
Yes.
Oh, now he's talking about the lens. Well, okay, so I'll make one more statement real quick. If you look at the north and you take images of the star trails that way, you'll notice they're circular that way, and then point to the south, you will see they're circling around another point, even if you can't see that point above the horizon, which is what this image is also showing. So even if you do use a rectilinear lens, you do actually see this same effect. where I was trying to go with it before all that madness happened was the celestial sphere is used in celestial navigation constantly. And to say that the stars do not appear to follow a celestial sphere is ludicrous. I would say all celestial navigation is false.
But of course, we're just waiting for a flat earther to prove how navigation's actually done on a flat Earth and win the $10,000 from MC2.
Boom. The poll ended. 29 votes. Leave it what it is. The majority of people say. So I left it what it is, but I did a small adjustment. I made it a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah.
A little bit to the bottom left, and I opaqued it a little bit. It's not as really strong, but it's still on screen, so it's still readable. I think that's a better choice. Let me know, guys, if you're okay with the chat box looking like that on screen.
No,
Is there a way to give it like a little bit of a background box, like just to make a translucent box around it, behind it, so that it's a little bit easier to read when the picture changes to something high contrast?
Yes, I think there is. I'll
It doesn't have to be totally opaque, but you know, that's an option.
Right. Yeah. Let me go check it out there. Let me see if I got something like that. I'll be back in a minute.
of course, you just pop the chat out and have it in a separate box on the side. And pin it there, so it doesn't matter what else you click on.
Oh, wait, I'm here. Anyway. Oh, shit, hold on. What if I share? Hold on.
I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that the sun is the sun and stars are stars and
Check.
the stuff.
Check.
Yeah, we got you.
I'm here in this account. Now, let me see if I can share. Take over from there. If I can share the Streamlabs. Look at that. There you go. You should be able to see my Streamlabs right here.
Here it comes. Yep.
There you go. So if I check over here on my where's this chat box? I got a chat box. Properties, and this is the one option I got. There's not much. Shatter. What is this? There's no visual settings. Boxed. Let me see. Maybe like this looks good. The background color. Background color. Let me try this. Let me see how it looks like this. And then because I put a filter on, the filter is the color opacity. Make it a little stronger like that.
Okay.
That looks okay, right?
Yeah, I think that should help if there's something behind it that's
white,
you know,
bright.
a really busy picture.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So now stopping the screen share, stop presenting. So you catch up on YouTube how it looks in normality. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. It does. It's a small box, but it does help. I gotta raise it up a little bit so we can see the participant who is speaking on Google. There you go. That's good.
Okay.
Clean. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, let's see. Gary, it's your time to rejoin, man. All right, that image should be back up right there.
Yep, where you got you. A very bizarre comment from Balanced Truths. A picture of an observatory with star rotation doesn't look at all suspect. No, you're right, it doesn't. I don't understand what you're getting at.
And I know in the near future, I'm going to spend more time in the actual computer, like hands-on, so I can get more, little better production and visuals and stuff like that. I don't want to get it too busy, but still I want to do a little slightly different. I like this look. It's just clean. It's just kind of the presentation and the participants on the side or whatever. It's not too much. But every once
No,
in a while, I want to get some sparkles around and shit like that.
yeah, no, it's a nice, clean, tidy layout.
Yeah.
Not like well, you know who I'm thinking of. Looks an absolute bloody mess.
Yeah.
Like some of those early websites back in the beginning when they're all different coloured, strange fonts, little
Oh
animated
man,
things going off all
yeah,
over the place. It's like, oh no, you couldn't find
so
anything.
much
You couldn't
shit.
navigate your way around, could you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmers, you shared this image. This is like stopping. It's kind of the same thing that we had going on here, but it's smaller.
Actually, I think
Right.
it's by the same guy. I think that's a photo taken by the same chap. I was having a look for Star Trail photos myself, and I thought, hang on, that's the same. I couldn't quite work out where it was, but if you have a look, it's JC, whatever his name is. I think it's taken by the same chap.
Mm.
But it's showing exactly the same effect. You've got something that's pretty much running along the equator there. That very bright line, and then to the left is north, and presumably to the right is south.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I would
very
hazard
nice.
a guess that really bright line is maybe Venus or something. Or no,
Could-
not
yeah.
Venus. It'd be Mars, maybe.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, which would make sense for the celestial equator.
But yeah, he I mean, I guess maybe he lives in that area, and he can take cracking photographs like this.
Boom.
Yeah, very nice.
Very. You know who did? Oh, okay. Let me check on his channel because there's a guy Lubo in China, a new guy that has been watching the show. He was last night in the chat box, and I, one or two more times. I just recently seen him. His name is Lubo in China, and he actually done a few time lapses. So I'll see what he got in his channel. He said I can play him whenever I want, so I'll check him out.
Oh, cool.
Lubo in China is his channel name. For some reason, I just remember. It's kind of easy to remember. He's a very small channel, but he has 8 videos with only 6 subscribers. So I'm gonna share a link for his channel and check it out. There, we are kind of the first. He's been doing this for a little bit, and I go boom. He got a few videos. All right. 1 month ago, let's see what this video is. It's a minute long. Debunk of flat Earth dome stars and constellation. Let's see what this one is for. Okay. Hold on. Let me change this thing right here. Pause. Share this tab instead. All right. This video, look, no likes, 14 views. Come on, guys.
How can you watch somebody's video and not give them a like?
Right. No, unfair. So shout out to Lubo in China. Let's play this. It's a minute long. Let's see what he got. Hopefully you guys can hear it if I unmute this. Here we go.
Yeah. Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Debunk of rotating dome local stars and constellations. If the stars are local and fixed on the rotating dome, the constellations and the distances between the stars would also change as they get closer or further away. Just like the headlights of the cars in the night. As they get closer or farther away, the distance between the lights would get bigger or smaller respectively. It is easy to check. Grab a ruler at the distance of your fully stretched arms and measure the distances between the brightest stars. Do the distances between them change through the night? If not, they are definitely not local, but very far away. We know it doesn't change though. Astronomers use a technique called plate solving based solely on known fixed distances between the stars. It helps to locate, align your telescope precisely, and to point at the target you want to photograph. The only variables are the telescope's focal length and camera sensor pixel size to get it right, although it greatly helps to set the date and your location. The stars are definitely not local, and Earth definitely isn't flat under a giant dome. Grow up, flirts. Debunk of rotation.
Boom! Shout out to Lubo in China. That's good. What do you guys think about
Yeah.
that video?
No, I like that. And I particularly like the ending there. Grow up. Yeah. No,
What do you
that's
think,
pretty
Doofis?
cool.
Is it easy explain? Easy explain to you? I mean, easy to understand. You think?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I
Short,
guess
sweet, and to the
you got the
point.
focal length, but yeah, it's going to figure out where you're going to be. Yeah, that's a good explanation.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, just I'm gonna share the link on the YouTube chat. If anybody wanna give it a click and subscribe to him, check him out, give him some feedback. I'm telling like, dude, I'll do more videos. I like when
Oh, I've subscribed. I'm number 7.
nice, cool.
I shall at some point. I mean, I know they're only short videos, but I'll go through and. Oh, I was number 7. It's now 12. It's just doubled the subscribers. There you go.
Yeah, and I got confused. I thought this was I know there's another channel that has a bunch of time lapses. This is not it, but still, this is a cool channel, Lubo in China. A small channel with just a handful of videos, but it's kind of a debunking and stuff to that. Thank you guys for subscribing and checking them out. I'm gonna play this one that is called. They're a minute long. I mean, these ones I'm gonna play so it's short. Galaxies and nebulae debunk the dome. I'll play this one and see what we have. All right, here we go.
Debunk of rotating dome 2. Galaxies and nebulae. If the Sun and the Moon are local and rotating around celestial pole, they would change their angular size as they get closer or further away. We already know about that. But not just that. Galaxies and nebulae would also change their size through the night. This is Andromeda Galaxy. Its angular size is more than double of the Moon's size. There are many more objects in our sky that are bigger than our Moon. They are actually so big that I was never able to capture their full size on my camera using my current telescope. If they would get smaller as they get farther away, I would be able to fit them onto my camera sensor, but no. This doesn't happen in real life because we don't live under a rotating dome. The Earth rotates and the stars are just too far away. But that's also good, because without changing angular size, we can point at one target in the sky and photograph it all night long, and then stack the photos easily because their angular size will always be the same. Therefore, we can get rid of the damn camera noise. It wouldn't work on flat Earth. Debunk of rotating dome.
How about that one? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Feedback. What feedback you gotta give him?
Yeah, that was good. I don't think there's anything to really correct in there, so I've got nothing much to say really.
Short and sweet.
Yep, good. A lot of information, pretty compact though. I mean,
Right.
flat earthers don't really think that fast generally.
Yeah, I saw this. You see, like this one. I watched. It's the only one highlighted previous to these two that I just played now. I know I was already subscribed to this. I subscribed to the channel a few days ago. So let's see. Let's look at this one. It's also 1 minute long. Horizon debunks the flat Earth from the channel.
Some time
Lugo
ago, I
in
climbed
China.
Winshan Mountain, 1,130 meters. It is the highest mountain of Liaodong Peninsula. Looking at west, we could see the horizon marked by Bohai Sea. We took photos, and at home I made a line in Google Earth to identify the mountains. I continued along the line until I crossed Bohai Sea completely. And here are 2 problems for flat Earth. First, all of the mountains we see are lower elevation, so if I'm looking down at the peaks of the other mountains, they must appear lower than the horizon if we live on a flat Earth, but we see them higher. Second, if we follow the line even further across the sea, we should see Zhushan Mountain, 1,424 meters high, but it is missing on the photograph. How much is missing? I entered data to an angular size calculator and got the value of 0.285 degrees. That's like half of the sun. But wait a second, you may say, it must be behind the clouds. Well, let's move to the next photo. Instead of seeing a mountain, we see half of the sun. How convenient illustration of how much is missing. Thank you, sun. Some time ago, I climbed Winshan Mountain.
That's good.
Thank you, son.
That will go over their heads when he got to this part of the calculation. What do you think? Will they get confused about this? They shouldn't.
They're generally not very good at numbers.
Well, that
Yeah.
and they're going to look at the flatness of the profile and assume that means a flat Earth because they're not too smart. But
Yeah. Yes,
Had
that's
to
a
mute.
problem with Google Earth's elevation profile
Had to mute
because that's what it
little
is.
bit.
It's an elevation profile.
Got to mute a little bit sometimes because of the neighbor like shopping something, saw working
I
something.
thought that's what it sounded like.
Fucking A. It was loud. It was going to like inside my headphones. You know, it was. I bet you guys heard that too.
could have been worse. I think it's
Oh.
quieter than Squeaky Earth, so
Shout out to Lubo in China.
Yeah. Shout out to Lubo in China. I see him in chat.
I just left him a message saying, if you're wondering why your sub count just doubled.
Yeah. Hey, Lubo, I sent a few people over to your channel to check out your stuff. So you're looking at. Thank you for letting me use some of your videos, man. Meraki, these videos are from Lubo in China. I'm gonna refresh and see how many subscribers he got now because when I opened it, there was 16. There are 17 now. It should be a few more. Come on, guys. Giving some support to Lubo in China. I'm gonna throw the link to his channel one more time in here.
Show him some love.
Yeah, show me some love, man. That's the idea. If we support content creators, this guy can. I think if he get motivated, he get a handful more views and a handful of comment in the comment sections, a few likes, he will get motivated to make a few more videos for us, and we'll break them down. You know, you get the. Who is this? Is this you, Lubo? I'm gonna have to play this just because I see your face here. Okay, let's try this one.
Hello, Mr. Sensible. Star Trails disprove flat Earth. Find out your latitude. I'm at the latitude 39 degrees. So when I look at Polaris, it's 39 degrees from horizon. Get yourself a disco ball. Point your disco ball at the ceiling. Get yourself a level up on a tripod. Set your tripod to the angle corresponding to your latitude. Learn how to use the camera. Learn how to capture star trails. Look at the ceiling and find out the spot around which all other points rotate. That will be your Polaris. Point your camera to the point at the angle corresponding to your latitude. The point of rotation will be right in the middle of your screen. Make a time lapse. Stop the rotation with a disco ball and rotate your camera on the tripod hinge instead. Compare your time lapses. What shapes have you got? When the disco ball was rotating and your camera was stationary, you will get ellipses. When you rotate the camera and your disco ball was not moving, you will get circles. Now let's go outside and create the real time lapse. What shapes will we get? Hello, Mr. Sensible. Start.
Nice.
Boom! Shout out to Lubo. And big
Yeah.
shout out to Bandit. He hit us up with $5 Canadian. Thank you very much, Bandit. And thank you for being a member of the channel very early when I opened the membership. Thank you so much, man, for your support. Appreciate it.
yeah, the only thing
Go ahead, man.
the only thing I might suggest in that particular topic is I did one. Well, I didn't post them on my YouTube channel, but I did one where I had the cell phone rotating in one direction, and because it has two cameras, I just recorded up one direction and down the other direction, and shows you the opposite directions of apparent rotation in one video. I have to upload that to my YouTube at some point. But
Yeah,
that's a
man.
good one.
Very cool. I'm gonna share the link one more time on YouTube chat box if anybody would like to join and bring it on. Feel free to click the link and join. I woke up today coughing a lot, man, and I feel a little bit fucked up today. I don't know what happened.
Bit too many of those cheap cigars last night.
I don't know. I think maybe talking really late. It was cold. Last night got cold. It was really warm past few days. Really warm in the morning. And then last night was really cold. Me talking, I think the cold breeze or whatever fucked me up a little bit. So I woke up a little bit coughing. I mean, I'm okay. I don't feel like shit, but I feel a little off, you know. And I got a little bit of a frog in my throat, you know, today. Let's try this again, man. Gary is back. Let's be fair to each other, and let's try to have a normal conversation. If you got to interject a little bit, I mean, just talk normal. Try not to interrupt each other, you know, in the middle of statements. It goes for everybody.
I will not talk to Doofis again, so I'll talk to anybody else. He's just an ass. You guys
Doofus
think
is
I am?
cool.
I think he is. I don't think so. He's not. I will not talk to Doofus again. He can't control his anger.
Damn.
He gets all fired up and screaming. It's just insane. He's like Sean Hawkins. Maybe they're twins. I'll talk to anybody else though.
I mean, I only do it when I get interrupted.
All right. Well, we got Sly Sparkane in the house.
I thought he might turn up.
Boom. Shout out to Sly. What's up? Do you want to play, Sly?
What's up?
Good to
So I heard we're talking about Star Trails.
Hey!
Yeah. Yep.
Who's got a problem with Star Trails again?
We'll have a guess.
Well, let me pull this image. Doofis shared this image a few minutes ago. It's in the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna share this one right here. And Gary said that this is not real. I say, well, there are 3 points that makes this picture real. A real person with a real camera took this picture in the real world.
Of course.
I mean, it's real. Gary said
Uh-huh.
this is not real, pretty much.
Oh, well, and I would love to hear his analysis of that, but I
you go.
guarantee he probably doesn't have one. Because
Guarantee you he does. You do not see that in real life ever.
really, you
Not
don't
a visual picture. Nope, you don't see that. You can't look even at the equator. You're not going to look at the equator. You have a field of view that's less than 180 in reality. They used one that was how many degrees? I'm sorry, that's not how we see things. That's not how it is. That's not reality. That would
So
be no
then-
different than making some magical lens that does all kinds of distortions and calling that reality.
Okay, so let me go ahead and respond to that. How many times have you or other flat earthers posted a 360-degree horizon?
Not me.
I've seen
So
a few
you-
around.
I've seen a few too. God, what is all that noise in the background there?
It might be Gary working, you know.
The
We'll try to,
stanchion's rattling. I'll be done.
we'll try
in like
to deal
10
with
minutes.
it, you know. Yeah.
I'll be done in 10 minutes.
Okay, well, just long story short, all they did was they took a sequence of photos, a long sequence of photos by the streaks that are shown, with a very wide angle lens. That wouldn't change anything about what's actually occurring in the picture.
Sure it would. Wide angle lenses distort everything, and especially one that's way wider than your actual field of view. That picture that he showed is not something you'll ever see.
Okay, so you're dismissing it because this is not the field of view of the human eye.
Yes, it's completely wrong. It's
So
completely,
I guess that's all you got then.
my point is that picture is not something you'll ever see. Period. You will never see that in real life.
So this guy just wasn't there and he didn't make this picture.
That picture is not what you would see in real life. Are you missing the point? It's
What's
a
your
wide-angle
point?
lens that's way wider than your field of view, pulling things all towards the center. You'll never see anything like that ever.
Okay, pulling things toward the center is not something that a lens would do.
That's what his lens did. Did you see the picture? He's got two.
I'm looking at the
he's
picture
got
right
two
now.
circles almost side by side, with just a little space between them. You don't see
Right.
that in real life. You don't see that. I'm sorry. You don't.
Okay. So you have nothing to back this other than the fact that it's using a wide-angle lens.
I have everything. You could just go outside and watch your sky, and you're never going to see anything like that in real life. Why do
Well,
you
if
have a
I went
problem
down,
with that?
I don't have a problem with it. You're the one who seems to dismiss it.
You only have one field of view at a time. I'm sorry, I can't look at the thing on the other end and then bring it into the center of my field of view in the frame of my picture, along with the other thing from the other side. You can't do it, and call it reality.
So again, your dismissal is just based on the fact that he's using a wide-angle lens, but
No,
dismissing
my
the
point
fact.
is the picture
No,
is
Gary,
not
let
something
me
you
finish.
see in real life.
Let me finish, Gary, please. Your dismissal is based on the fact that it's a wide-angle lens shot, and because of the fact that a physical person was physically there, took these physical picture, you dismiss it because of the fact that your eye cannot see that wide.
And I got the
it
other
doesn't matter.
picture on screen. Just so you know, I think the same guy took this picture, and this is, really
Which is
cool.
another
It
thing
shows
you will
the-
never see in real life. You never
Have you
see
ever taken
anything like
pictures of
that.
star trails? Have you ever taken pictures of star trails, Gary?
No, because they're distorted. You got wide angle lenses that turn things in ways that they don't turn in real life.
I've done them without wide angle lenses. You just get less in your picture. That's all.
And if you use a rectilinear lens, you just point it north. What will it do?
A rectilinear lens. Have you
Will it
done
look-
this?
Or if you just stand on the equator and point it directly east, will it look anything like those pictures?
Look a lot like the one that's up right now.
Would it look like the one that they were showing that I said is something you will not see in reality? My phone's in my pocket right now. I'm busy.
Oh,
The one they were showing, if you pointed your camera east, watch the stars coming up over the horizon with a rectilinear lens, would it look anything like that picture?
With the rectilinear lens, as you're speaking of, I'm assuming you're talking about a relatively narrow field of view. So it would look like that, but not all of it.
It would not look like that at all. You wouldn't see two spirals. You wouldn't.
And of course,
see
you've tested this,
stars
right?
diverting.
So of
It's
course you
reality.
tested
I sit
this.
in my backyard. I can watch the stars coming over all the time. They're not doing that.
So then you haven't tested this.
Okay, will you just admit that the rectilinear lens would not look anything like that other picture? Will you just admit that? That's the obvious.
All I need to
Or are
do
you
is
gonna
say that
lie?
the field of view. All I need to do is say the field of view is obviously wider in that larger picture.
The field of view with a rectilinear lens will be more like what you actually see with your own eyes, right?
Define for me a rectilinear lens.
Oh my gosh. It's one that's not going to distort and curve lines that shouldn't be curved.
So
Okay, will
the
you
star
admit
trails are
that
because
a
of the curve.
rectilinear lens, will you admit that a rectilinear lens is not going to have that appearance, and you're not going to see that? With two rotations of stars and one dividing line in the middle of them, you're not going to see that with a rectilinear lens. That actually views things more like you actually see.
So what you're saying is it's the lens fault that the circles are appearing in the sky.
In your field of view, in that first picture, it's
Which one is it, Gary?
the one they showed earlier. Calm down now.
No. I mean, which
yelling at
excuse? No, which excuse are you using? Is it the lens that's making the circles, or are you just mad because of the fact that there's a
Yes.
wider field of view?
Because it's like an extremely wide field of view that you don't have. You can't pull the stars into your field of view from the south pole and the north pole in reality and have them in the center of your field of view.
So then your argument actually is just simply you don't like the fact that they used a wide angle lens.
Is a wide angle lens how you see?
Yes,
one
actually.
that has a 200 is one that has like a 240-degree wide angle lens. Is that match what you see?
Oh, no, it's a little bit wider than the human eye can see, of
Well,
course.
that's what he was claiming the picture was, and it had two circle trails.
Somebody was claiming this was a picture from an eye?
They were claiming that's how we see things. I was saying, no, we will never see anything that looks like that. Ever.
Okay, so you've narrowed your argument from a wide angle lens to now it's just too wide.
How many times do I have to repeat the same thing to you?
Well, you haven't made any sense yet as to what you're seeing in the
No.
picture.
I'm saying that you had the first picture that had the two spirals, one on the left, one on the right. One represents the north, one represents the south, with a dividing line in the middle that seems to split it in different directions depending on which side of that equator line it is.
Right, so what's the problem with it?
You can never look to the east and see anything like that, right?
I can never look to the east and see anything like that. My
well,
field of view is a little bit narrower.
Oh my God. Your field of view is plenty wide enough with just your natural eye. You can see stars from the north to the south.
So now we can see that.
No, you can't see them turning in circles like that. It's not. That's just not reality. That's
So
why
then
you
the
know
picture is
that
fake.
Picture is not. Yes, the picture is not. It's a picture they took with a wide-angle lens that doesn't represent reality.
But you just said we can see this then.
My
You just
God.
said you could. No,
Yeah,
Gary,
you're beyond dumb
Gary.
now. No,
Gary.
You're pointless.
You just said that you could see from the north to the south in your own human field of view. This is seeing a little bit more than that, and so therefore you call it fake.
A little bit. Your field of view is what? It's not even 180, right? And that was like 240. That's not even remotely close to the same.
So then that's your argument, is that the field of view is too wide.
Gosh, how many times do I have to tell you that?
Say something that's not true.
No, the field of view in that picture took a 240-degree angle. That's what the guy said earlier. Doofis, I believe it was.
Okay.
That's what he claimed. You cannot see that way in real life. You cannot stand on the equator and face east, and you're going to see two big spirals right in front of
So
you.
if I go downtown right now and I take my camera out and I do a panoramic 360, you're saying that photo doesn't exist and nothing in there is the way it's shown.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, and no,
that has exactly to do with what we're talking about.
You have one. No, it doesn't.
Because you're arguing field of view.
Okay, you got no. Your field of view. If I face the east, like supposedly they did in that picture, I will never see those two spirals in my field of view ahead of me. Never, ever.
Who said that they're ahead of you?
Can I get
That's
20
what
seconds?
your picture represented. Sorry.
No, it's not.
Okay. Can I get in here? Just 20 seconds. I want to read a super chat by RT96. It's a quote. Thank you for the $5, RT. Appreciate that, brother. And I quote, all measuring tools are fake because they do not replicate the natural eye. Gary Venga, 2022. I just want to share you, like, look, this guy, Juan Carlos Casado, is the guy that took that photograph. And he is collaborator with several institutions. There's a little bit of a background on here. So this is a legit guy who, I mean, he does really good photography, you know. So he's a real guy that took real photographs, like one in contention, right? I mean, he took this one right here, and there is a group of people. He collaborates, probably the same. He probably is the same one that took this picture too. Real picture by a real guy, Gary.
And I'm sorry, but the argument of because of the fact that you could see both poles using a wide angle lens is not a dismisser of what you're seeing in the picture. Sorry.
And keep in mind that the guy, whenever he says the guy, is still here. That's me.
Oh, what's up, the guy? Hey, it's better. At least we're not calling you that guy.
Right.
Good God, yeah.
That guy. Oh man.
We got one more fiver by Sean Hawking this time. Thank you, Sean Hawking. Appreciate the fiver, man. Gary, how does it feel to be dumber than the thing you are milking? Shout to Shondowski. Good trolling.
Ouch.
Yeah, that actually did mention at one point, and I think it was actually just after the conversation had ended. But if you take a rectilinear lens, which, by the way, Gary does have typically a narrower field of view than the human eye, and look south and look north, you will see there are two different centers of rotation. The lens is not causing it, is what I'm trying to say.
That is what is scary, you know.
Yeah, that's what kills me about this dismissal. I was trying to find out, is it the lens that we're blaming on the circles because the lens wouldn't cause the circles, or is the argument just because of the fact that the field of view is wider than the human eye, which is in itself not really a dismissal of what's being shown. It's just declaring that it's a wide angle lens. You know, you can't have both of them.
Yeah, that and the fact, of course, star trails are time-lapse exposures. Obviously, you can't go and stand out and look at the stars and go, "Whoa, look at them forming those arcs and circles." No.
Well, I had one weekend, you know.
There are.
No.
I mean, there are a few.
No,
look at. I was just wide-angle star trail, but there are a few pictures like this one. That this is just a good old photograph.
I mean, last time I hung out at Jose's, you know, I saw some really weird stuff going on in the sky. Let's see. I mean, here, hold on a second here. Where is? I mean, I know this wouldn't take very long to do that. Oh shit! I got. Let me go like this. Oh, I'm so not used to being in live conversations anymore.
Hot mic.
There we go. And let's see here. Let me go ahead and present this. Yeah.
I'll stop.
Let's see. Entire screen. Which one am I sharing? There we go. Like this. Share. Okay. I mean, we see these pictures all the time. You know, these wide angle or panoramas or, you know, whatever you want to use. It's funny. Flat Earth Horizon didn't seem to put. Yeah, here's another one. You know, here's another one. So if we're arguing that the using of a panoramic technique or a panoramic lens is the cause for circular things, then why is there not circular things in these pictures?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, you know, I mean, I've heard a lot of dismissal. Here's another one. This one's everybody's favorite. Actually, no, the favorite one is the little piggy one. Oh, here's a whole bunch of them right on top of each other.
Yeah, stack.
You know, I mean, you can't argue wide angle lens if, dare I say, those who are fighting for the flat Earth use wide angle lenses to claim a flat horizon. You can't do that and then turn around and say, oh, yeah, well, by the way, it causes these anomalies that we don't see in real life. Well, then thank you for dismissing anybody who has ever posted anything like this. I mean, that's just, you know, at the risk of saying it this way, that's just playing fair.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Are you Mark Sargent? I am Mark Sargent. You are Mark Sargent. We are all Mark Sargent. Isn't that what they used to say back in the day?
Yeah. But no, I'll pull out of that. But I just, you know, I love it when people who have never tested any kind of lenses. I mean, I've done test over test with GoPro lenses to find out what they show, what they don't show. I mean, I think I was one of the first people to bring to the argument. I'm not going to say that I'm the first person who ever noticed this, of course not, but the first person to bring to the flat Earth argument about the about where the horizon is in a picture of something with a distorted lens and what that actually means. And I mean, I tested that like 5 years ago and posted that, and these flat earthers who claim to do their research just have completely and totally decided that they're just going to ignore that. And
you were here early. I was afraid to look at your channel or your content. I started looking after, you know, like in my later flat earth days when I was like getting close to questioning a lot of the flat earth. I started looking into a lot of stuff, and I started looking into your channel. But yeah, you did a lot of work early in the when all this thing blew up.
Well, what was really funny was one of my, should I say, original opponents, and I just mean opponent as in somebody who decided that they were going to, I don't know, take their life's bad choices out on me. Was a guy named Propaganda Destroyer from way back when, and he tried to play the whole, you know, everything's fake curve because of fisheye lenses and all this other stuff. And he gave me he played on his channel the a GoPro promotional video, which, you know, I mean, nicely shot, a lot of scenic stuff and all this other stuff. And what was funny was every single piece of footage that they used on that was the horizon above the center of the field of view. And what do you call it? And I was laughing the whole way through it. I'm like, what are you trying to show me? You know? And I love the lens argument, but I still have yet to find one flat earther who has shown what fisheye lenses do and what against something that's you know, I mean, just real, you know, bench test or something like that, you know, small scale test, whatever. I have yet to see one flat earther who has actually done that to find out, just to simply research what it is that they claim that they are seeing in several pieces of selected footage. And I mean, hell, I just had a guy, day before yesterday on Twitter, sent me a picture from the little piggy cam. You know, I mean, that has been so overdone. I mean, that claim is so old it could buy drinks now. You know, it's been around so long, and anytime I see that little antenna, I just break out in a little smile. I'm just like, oh my God, they just posted it again.
Yeah.
You know, that was filmed with an HD Hero 3, a GoPro Hero 3. Now, the guy actually took down the majority of his footage. He left one video up. It's I think it's just before the balloon burst, and it's ride back down. I think he took down the rest of them, and he took down the website that he was doing about his his project of sending the camera up, because all it did was it got saturated by flat earthers. You know, I mean, hell, if you go over to the video right now, he's got the comments turned off and all this. Beautiful footage, absolutely beautiful footage. But because of the fact that it turned into a ignorant arguing center for claims of flat Earth, the poor guy had to turn off his comments. And I'm like, man. But he still has the one video up. And so anybody who ever sees the I'll bet you it wouldn't take me long to actually. I think one of those ones in that.
If you find a link, throw it there. We'll show a couple screenshots out there.
Yeah, I mean, because his footage is gorgeous. You know, I mean, it was shot with a GoPro. I mean, GoPro makes good pictures, and I don't care what people say about the lens and stuff like that, because 90% of flat earthers don't realize that the use of a wide-angle lens or a fisheye lens is because they're trying to get as much picture as they can with as little weight as they can.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's another thing that they don't get. They think that they're doing this to fake curvature and stuff like that. No, nobody's doing it to fake curvature. People, I mean, you know, we saw it with the Baumgartner jump. We saw it with the Go Fast rocket. We saw it with I don't know how many. The dog cam video, the little piggy cam, all those other videos and stuff. You know, they think that the reason why they used a wide angle lens is to fake curvature. Nobody cares, and nobody in any of those crews cares about flat Earth, and much less
they want to get
about the globe. They want a nice shot.
Get the more amount of visual possible, more to the left, more to the right. If they put just a small phone attached to it, they're gonna see in front of them, but they're not gonna have three phone cameras, one looking to the left, one looking to the right, and one looking to the front. You know,
right? Because
one camera that is gonna just get as much visual possible from all your peripherals. You know, with just one shot. That's it.
And that's why I thought it was interesting when Skiba did his second balloon launch. His first balloon launch and his second balloon launch were essentially the same concept. Unfortunately, the first one failed. And but you know, hey, sometimes when you're doing work that you've never done before and stuff like that, there's the opportunity for failure. But he had sent up two GoPro cameras. One GoPro on the top of his payload stack that was looking upwards or somewhat upwards, and it had its standard lens on it. I think the reasoning behind that was to see if they see stars in the middle of the day. But and the second one was actually on a radio control, like a drone gimbal, hanging from the bottom of the payload to keep it stabilized and hopefully keep it oriented in, you know, at least one direction. Instead of just being, you know, kind of this waving whatever crap that sometimes happens. And that camera had and they even tested this one, which I thought was great. And the live unedited footage of all of this is still up on Explosive Truth's channel, which is, I think it's Rick Hummer. And the all the footage, when they got up to just before their burst height, what do you call it? Which I think was like peaking right at almost exactly 100,000 feet, plus, excuse me, plus or minus a few feet. The field of view, I mean, because he even stated what lens they used and all this other stuff, and I think it had a 47-degree field of view. I don't 100% recall right now. I could be off on that, but I do remember, because I had to model it out at least 5 or 6 times for about 5 or 6 other people, that the field of view in the undistorted lens, and yes, they did do ground checks on barrel distortion, several pictures of checkerboards and rulers and whatever. And when they got up to their height, I took that picture, you know, I took a snap of that picture and put it on my computer, and I did this live. I estimated out how far, you know, per the Earth curve calculators, how far away the horizon was. that per how wide the field of view was, and it came out to something like 4 point. I should have expected 4.42, I think, degrees of curvature. So I brought up my 3D modeling software, which also doesn't care about the shape of the Earth, and I put about a bar on it, and then on that bar, I bent it by 4.42 degrees, and then superimposed it right on the picture, and it matched up perfectly. You know, so I mean, we can argue lenses and stuff like that all day, but if you ain't gonna do the research on what a lens is actually doing, and then just simply dismiss something because of the fact that it sees something a little bit either better or wider or narrower than your actual field of view.
What do you think about this image?
Oh, sweet.
Okay, I'm zooming. I want to look what's more to the left.
You were looking for a canal to do a canal test, weren't you?
Yeah. Thank you, Farmer's Boy. And then I'm
That's all
going
right.
to look more to the right. I think this is the, how do you call it? What is the name of this canal, Farmers?
Welney.
Oh, but
That-
what is,
that-
what is the
that-
famous one? The famous name? The
Bedford.
It's
the
the
Bedford.
Bedford
This is
level.
not it. This is not it, right?
No, that is. Keep going back. Not that one. That one. That is the Bedford level.
That's the
where-
old Bedford level.
Nice.
That's the old Bedford level where sometime, hopefully this spring, Rumpus, with the assistance of some of us, will be doing his test.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing mine probably in about the next month or two. I'm doing my modified version because I'm not going to drag all the pipes out this time. No, because I mean that was such a nightmare of an experience because the pipes that I'm using are not very
Hold on.
robust.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to give you a chance to tell us about it. But before we carry on, in the same topic that we were about the wide angle star trails, right? What we have on screen right now is a nice picture, right? Nice photograph of this level. If I zoom this out, will this make this photograph fake? Look at that. What is going on here?
Oh my God,
Isn't it
Jose,
the
a flat
same-
horizon.
Fucking it, right? Isn't it the same shit that we were looking when we're looking at the stars? What angle lens?
Yep.
No,
Make it fake.
no, it's not even close to the same thing.
What? It's a wide
It's
angle
not even
lens.
close to.
We see
It's
more
not.
to the right.
You got,
We see
is
more
your
to the
wide
left.
angle lens 240 degrees? No.
This isn't a wide angle lens. This is a
It's the
panoramic.
panorama view. Panorama view.
Yes.
Panorama
yes.
view.
It's not even remotely close to the same
Okay.
thing.
Wow.
It's the panorama view. Not the same thing. You say. Okay.
I'm trying not to spit out my soda.
We don't see it.
You know, you were talking about a
GoPro.
GoPro a minute ago. You know how the GoPro will make the Earth look like it's really curved, even though you're just barely over the surface?
Nice to know you weren't listening.
No, is that a real picture taken by a real person representing reality?
This right here on screen, I
No,
think a real person did it.
no, you're not listening now. I said that GoPro, when you were talking about the GoPro earlier, you know how the GoPro will make it look like it's a big curved surface, even though you're close to the ground, actually, right? So is that, you would say, what you, using your argument from earlier, that's a real picture taken by a real person, right? But it doesn't
Yes.
represent reality at all, does it?
Whatever way you want to state that, man.
Okay, well, it's the same with that other super wide angle lens that they
Look,
tried to make
Gary,
two star rotations in your field of view in front of you.
Gary, let me tell you
remotely the same.
let me tell you the difference between you and me. I've tested what it does when you use a fisheye lens. You have not.
Okay, let me tell
I
you
know
the
the difference
difference
between. No, I know the difference between. Okay, and what you also don't take into account is because you guys like to run back with the human eye. The human eye distorts just as much as a GoPro. I'm sure you're aware of that.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You'll
it
never.
does.
If I stand on the ground, I will never see the Earth look like a big ball under me.
Let me give you an example.
They're not
No.
remotely the same.
Hold on.
Example, Gary.
Let me give you an example here, Gary. Now, I don't know if you live near any large bodies of water or anything like that. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know. But if you are standing there and you're looking out, should I say level, okay? At your eye level, you're looking out level, okay? The horizon will appear to go from the left corner of your eye to the right corner of your eye straight through the middle, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you tilt your head down and you look down a little bit, and when you're looking down, the horizon is still at the corners of your eye, but now it's arcing over the top of your field of view.
I have never seen it arcing, ever.
I've never said that you saw it arcing. What I'm saying is that it represents an arc from the corners of your eye over the top of your field of view now that you're looking down.
If I look down a little bit, that horizon that I can still see in my peripherals is still straight across. It doesn't bow like it doesn't bow like a GoPro would make it look like. Not even close.
Wow.
Show it to me. You can't.
Well, obviously, I can't show you what's going on in your eye. However,
Your eye doesn't do that.
No.
You're trying to make them the same.
You just said that the horizon remains in the same spot in your peripheral, meaning in the corners of your eye, corners of your field of view, correct?
The peripheral can be anything that's not dead center. So it can be above or below, to the sides. Okay. That's all peripheral, right?
Okay.
Or am I wrong?
Let's not try and go into the little definition deflection.
No, because this is all important. You're trying to dismiss it. The peripheral is in any direction other than the exact center straight forward, right? Anything else is peripheral.
I'll give you that.
Okay. So I can still see, even if I'm not looking straight at the horizon, I can still see it in my peripheral vision. It never arcs like a GoPro will make it.
Okay, now listen to me. When you are looking out at this horizon and in your extreme peripherals of left and right, okay, the corners of your eye, okay, the horizon remains there as you look up and down. It remains in the corners of your eye. However, now it is either when you look up, it's arced along the bottom of your field of view. When you look down, it is arced above the top of your field of view because that is the only way you can represent 2 points that didn't move, but the point in the middle did.
Okay, I'm looking at a grove of trees in the distance, and they form like a horizon line, right?
Okay.
Now I'm looking above them; they're still straight. I'm looking down below, and they're still straight.
How are they still straight if they're remaining in the corners of your eye?
They're still, because that's your field of view, period. Your field of view is straightforward. They're still straight across no matter where you look, up or down or to the side. If I look to the left side, I can still see my peripheral that it's going straight across. If I look to the right side, I can still see with my peripheral that it's going straight across. If I look up, it's doing the same thing. If I look down, it's doing the same thing. If I look to the sides, it doesn't matter. It's always going straight across in your center frame. Although it won't be center frame because if you look up, it now drops below your center frame, but it's still straight across your field of view.
So if it's no longer center frame, yet the points at your left and right corners of your view have remained the same, but the part in the middle is no longer in the center frame, what does that represent visually?
No, it just means my straightforward field of view.
What does that represent? What does that represent?
I can still see that line, that tree line, and it's straight across my field.
I never said you couldn't.
Across. It's not bowed like a GoPro, like you tried to make a claim earlier, that it would be just like a GoPro.
So you don't even want to accept what your own eyes do.
I'm looking with my own eyes right now. Mm-hmm. It's not curving. No matter if I look up or down or to one of the sides, I can still see it in my peripheral, and it's still a straight line.
So to you, something that 2 points on left and right that don't move, but the point in the middle moves, and that represents the same straight line?
It's a straight line, yes. It doesn't matter which direction I look, my peripheral still sees that tree line, which is a straight line across my field of view. It still sees it as a straight line across my field of view.
I'm sorry, now I totally understand your dismissal of the previous thing because you're a moron. Anyway.
Good time. No, I'm not a moron. Someone who dismisses what I just said and thinks it's curved, and even worse than a GoPro, is crazy. So you're literally crazy.
Nope.
Let me just interject something just real quick.
Nobody
it is a well-known.
Ever noticed that the horizon changes and bends?
Thanks,
if they look
Gary.
Up or down?
Thanks for that. Let me just interject something real quick. It is a well-known fact that the human eye is not perfectly.
Who am I talking to?
Jesus Christ, Gary! I'm not trying to talk to you. Gary. I'm not trying to say anything to you, but I know you don't want me to talk, and that's fine. But I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. Gary.
Doofis, 1 second, Doofis. Let me. Gary, thank you. Just
I
mute
will not talk
yourself.
to him.
Just mute
No,
yourself.
I'm
He's
actually
talk-
going to. He's going to talk.
I told you I wasn't talking to you, Gary.
Oh my
Grow up.
God, Gary left. Fresh quit again. I was
Oh, dear.
all I have to say. He's not talking to you, Gary. Doofis is participating. He's talking to me, to farmers, to Slide, to the audience. You're not the only one here. For fuck's sake, what is so, why are you so afraid of every time Doofis speak? For fuck's sake, damn it. Go ahead, man.
Like I'm some kind of dark horse or something. Okay. But I was just going to interject a well-known fact in optics.
Whoa, Gary, your volume.
Yeah. That the human eye is not perfectly rectilinear. It's actually not very good rectilinear lens at all. Just wanted to state that known fact out there. Just put it out there. I was going to allow the conversation to continue, but Gary didn't want to.
No, he had to come in and
got-
tell you that he's.
We got Slide roboting over there.
Sorry.
Ooh,
Like really roboting.
Slide.exe needs rebooting. Oh, that's a very good impression of a fax machine.
Oh no, Slide.
Sorry. I was trying to talk and I was all the way in the kitchen. I have a wireless headset and I was all the way in the kitchen. But no, I just what I despise, honestly. I mean, if I'm allowed to despise anything as much as flat earthers do, what I despise is people who make claims who have never tested them. Everything that I just said to him about the distortion in the human eye, yes, our perception in our brain says what we're looking at, and therefore we know that it didn't change shape. However, the human eye distorts just as much as a GoPro. It's just that our brain knows what we're looking at. It's pretty simple stuff. Sorry, I'm out having a cigarette.
So good, yeah, it's good. It's good sound. I'm ashamed that Gary left because he don't want to talk to Doofis. What does that have to do that you're leaving? Why can't you? If I don't want to talk to somebody and that person want to speak, I don't need to just interrupt and say you're not gonna speak. You don't want to speak to me, okay? That's fine, but I don't have to shut you down. You can still speak. Fucking hell.
That's what happens when you feel threatened by somebody's knowledge, and you're defending a belief based on only your words. So therefore, you have to throw in as many words as possible to make sure that you're the only one heard.
Yep.
I mean, that's the same thing they do in the comment sections. You know, they delete comments and mute people and stuff like that. So only their words are heard. You know, it's hysterically predictable, unfortunately.
I've mentioned a few times to him that I actually make a living partially due to my knowledge of optics. And he said that I should be fired, and he didn't explain that statement, which was incredibly incendiary and
you're fired.
Called for.
You're fired.
Yeah. And then I tried to hold his feet to the fire on a claim he made. Was it last Friday? He said that somebody could account for perspective yet forget to account for parallax. I have yet to figure out how that's possible.
I don't even know how that works.
That was similar. He made a claim months ago where he said that somebody who could account for parallax, somebody who could account for perspective could forget to account for foreshortening. And I still don't know how that works either.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for just one flat earther to give out the parameters or the calculations or the geometry for what they consider perspective. Because aside from the fact that they never hear me when I tell them perspective is actually an artistic technique or a psychological term, but has nothing to do, it is not a natural phenomena. They won't use the actual wording that's associated with geometry because of the mere fact that that is held to rules. That is held to, specific definitions. So they use perspective and they use all the buzzwords to it, vanishing point and all the other stuff. Those are all terms in art. And so I just find that all so hysterical because they just, everybody keeps on saying, I mean, hell, the first time I did, when I was planning my water level test, the all the flat earthers kept on saying, well, did you account for perspective? Huh? Sure, give me the calculations and I'll make sure I put it in there. And it's been crickets ever since. I even tried to play the game where I was using their wording of perspective as angular size and geometry. And still to this date, I have not had one single, and if there's any flat earthers listening to this show right now, go ahead and put it on my channel. One flat earther to give me the calculations for perspective, because you need to understand that over the years, I've heard perspective used to change azimuths, change elevations, selectively change what can be seen and what can't be seen, even in looking in the same direction. I've heard it bend light, not bend light, keep things parallel, yet somehow all of it working together with geometry. I want one flat earther to give me the calculations, and I promise you, even by name, that when I go to do my water level test in the coming month or months, it could be, it depends on how this weather's holding up. I promise you that I will include that calculation into my results. So anybody here who's a flat earther, who knows other flat earthers, who like to talk smack about people who actually go out and do the work, go ahead and pass that along. And I will gladly hear what are the calculations. Now, these are calculations that have to consider, number one, a flat earth perspective makes it so that when you're in the southern hemisphere during the later months of the year, the sun rise and set south of east and south of west, while not letting something change in angular size, while letting other things change in angular size, while changing azimuths, while changing elevations, all of that at the same time. I want that calculation. Oh my God, I'll be rich if I can find that calculation.
Yeah, and greater than 12 hours of daylight.
Yeah, something like, yeah, of course. And, all of those things. And also manipulate sunrise time. That makes two different people somewhere on the earth see the sun rise at two different times, even if they're on the same latitude. Okay. I want to know how that works. So post me the actual calculations. Don't say you don't want to believe it. Don't say you're just indoctrinated. Oh, NASA has you in their grip and all this, because honestly, flat earthers, sorry, nobody here really gives a damn about NASA in this discussion.
What if the stars in the sky work for NASA?
The what?
What if the stars in the
The
sky
stars.
work
What if
for
all the
NASA?
stars and the sun and the moon work for NASA? Huh?
Stars are shills.
Is that why
Yeah.
their budget's so huge? Oh,
Somebody's got to clean them light bulbs, man. Shit.
that's true.
I was going to say, you're looking for calculations. Gary's got all the calculations.
Mhm. I mean, somebody, please. I mean, I will listen to that, because I get told perspective, and I would say every third comment from a flat earther, and not one of them, not one single one, has given me any kind of a calculation or any kind of a methodology where where perspective, as they call it, actually accounts for all of those things at the same time. Not one. All I get is third-party videos that are 8 hours long and all this, which I'm sorry, I'm just not going to watch that. I mean, it doesn't take very long to post a slide that's got some calculations on it, or maybe 3 or 4 of them if it's a process or a methodology. And it doesn't take that long. Just because somebody sold it to you doesn't mean that I got to believe what you fell for. So. And I had somebody the other day who was talking about he wanted to debate me. I was like, no, sorry. If you haven't done any work, I don't want to debate you, because I bring things to the table, and turnabout is fair play.
It wasn't Ruler's guy.
No, Ruler's guy, he was that was hysterical. Oh my God, he went on for that about 3 days, trying to claim that no two rulers have the same measurements, and you don't know the basis for it. So how do you even know that it's real? I'm like, what? I got like 15 different types of measuring devices here in my house, to include, sorry, Riley, to include ones that include the speed of light as part of their measuring capabilities. Yeah, I got tons of those here.
Thanks for the
And-
reminder. I gotta go take a Riley really quick. I'll be back.
Quick, everybody, Riley break.
I've never heard that. I'm sorry. That's hysterical.
There's a stream I quite often take part in, and it is okay, guys. Time for a Riley break. Everybody,
Play some music.
yeah.
Nah, but you're in an argument with Riley right now.
Well, to this morning for me.
On purpose?
Anyway. Yeah. But he said Einstein didn't say that masses can accelerate towards other masses, which I thought was hilarious. Oh, he says weight is not a force. That also he said that.
Oh yeah.
Dear Lord, this man.
Now I
he
do
says
know
gravity
that
should not be able to affect mediums. Well, he said mediums. I said media. Jeez, this man
Gravity
is supposed to
doesn't
be literate.
Yeah. Remember he tried to get flat Earth put into UK schools.
Yeah.
In the infamous fleeces.
Oh dear God. I still struggle to believe that was a genuine thesis that he submitted.
Well, let's put it this way: the rest of the world obviously didn't see it as genuine,
No.
but that doesn't mean that he didn't. He wasn't trying to say it was what he was putting together.
I mean, if he submitted that, whoever received it would have read it, and then at the next faculty meeting would have said, "Guys, if you want to piss yourself laughing, have a read of this." And I bet it did the rounds. You know.
Oh, I'm sure it did. If it actually did go to a school, I'm sorry that I wouldn't doubt it if there was like one or two teachers that or professors that just contemplated suicide at that point, thinking that, oh my God, all this work that we've been doing and for years and years and years, and we still got idiots like this in the UK.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think it's a Manchester thing. I'm not saying Manchester as a whole, but it seems like there's like a sect of broken people in some obscure corner of Manchester / Liverpool.
There does seem to be a few of them around there.
Mm-hmm.
I know some who aren't in that area because I've got a rough idea where some of them live. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, shit. I mean, one of them posted all his stuff online, but we never really chalked Oakley up as being smart. So the but I just it's kind of gotten to. I mean, I get asked why I haven't put anything out recently, and don't get me wrong, I still probably have about I have all the cuts and pieces of probably about 20 videos sitting in a folder right now. Yeah. And but it's getting to a point now where I'm just like, dude, what's left to debunk? How many times do I have to say the same stuff? And only to get answered by flat earthers. No, watch this video, and it's it's 8 hours of globe busters or some bullshit, and I'm just like, dude, I mean, somebody tried to post to me Dubé's 200 like 3 days ago, and I'm just like, really?
It's deja vu all over again.
I mean, aside from the fact that it's only Dubé's 5 with probably about 10 examples of each, what do you call it? And even then, one of those categories could be dismissed because it's just nothing more than hearsay. It's talking about what other people have said. I mean, I just like, is this still a thing? And but I mean, right now we're just getting all the rewarmed beans, and it's so it's frustrating.
The problem is now that when somebody new comes along and thinks they've got a new argument to present, you can pretty much straight away tell where they've got it from.
Oh yeah.
That's a Dubé, that's an Oakley, that's a Riley, that's a QE.
Exactly.
that's a Phuket word. You can almost just go, oh yeah, I know where you got that from.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been down all these roads, and
Yes.
and it's just like, and they're coming at it like it's new, or maybe they just have a new account and they're just older people. but I'm just like, I'm like, you guys claim to be the ones who are researching everything.
Yeah.
And yet you haven't researched squat except for a couple of YouTube videos. And I do admit, even in the court of law, the person who presents the best argument, not necessarily the most factual, but whoever presents the best argument tends to be the one who wins that particular discussion. Yeah. And I do admit, I mean, there's some creative fuckers out there. I mean, really, I mean, Jaronism's videos are good. Some of Globebuster's videos are good. They're actually a little bit more repetitive on how many tabs can I get Chrome to handle at one time. But and all this, I mean, there's plenty of great, should I say, entertaining videos out there. But the ground principle, if you ain't gonna test it, then you ain't nothing more than, honestly, I'm sorry, y'all love to spread the word, so I might as well use it against you as well. Y'all ain't nothing but sheep.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
but there's one channel that you forgot to mention, and he's had the person that feeds the information to him and giving the green light and tell him it's right to say this. It is Arwin and his healer. So Arwin got a healer that tell him stuff and teach him the ways of life and the universe, and then Arwin will speak to us.
Arwin's got his own Bilu now.
Yeah, he's got a healer. Yeah.
Because I mean, let's not. And I still have no bullshit. There was 3 threads started on my Convex Earth thing the other day, calling me a liar and all this other shit. I mean, all the normal standard trolling. And but I mean, and it stopped because the dude who was trying to sell it to me didn't realize that this was all based on. And for those who don't know, this was hysterical about 3 years ago.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, I was here before, during, and after that. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
The Convex Earth stuff was sold, was promoted by this con man, literal con man, as in arrested and incarcerated several times con man. It was basically an alien who came from outer space, who speaks Portuguese. Landed in, I guess, Brazil, I don't remember, and what do you call it? Landed there, hides in a bush, so he can inform mankind that they are wrong about the shape of their planet, as if he knew what we thought of our planet.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I mean, the day that, because I had just done, I was fresh off of making the video, basically debunking the tests that they did. And like I said, very exciting video. Okay. The actual, test results video that they put out looks real convincing. Sounds really good until you check the shit. And, and that's why I was saying, the one with the best argument wins. But I remember it was like 2 days afterwards, and some dude wrote me a little comment, says, "Oh yeah, by the way, and this is where this is sourced from." And somebody named McFluffenstein or something.
I just want to say, I'm gonna do a quick reboot because for some reason it's not. I'm not getting notification. People trying to join and they can't. So I'll do a quick restart. It's not gonna affect the stream on anything. So you guys got it.
Okay.
Oh, we'll promise not to make a mess.
Well, not too much.
And they turned around on that, and I went over and I watched the video, and I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And at that time, me and Sean were on streams like all the time together, and I turned around. I said, "Sean, I said, we got to go online for this, man." And he's like, "Why?" He says, "You don't like live streams." And I was like, "Yeah, but this one's got to be live." And he didn't even know. He only knew I had told him just a hint of it before we started. I was like, "Dude, this all came from aliens." And that was him cracking up in the beginning of the Convex Earth source video that I did.
Gotcha.
because I had just told him.
Boom! I just want to say I fixed it. That was
Hey!
my bad. My bad. Hey, did you know that I got a family frog living inside in the concave earth inside the squeaky globe? Look at that.
Well, you see, now that means that you can no longer move or dismantle the globe because that's an endangered species that
Yes.
would be relocated.
But still squeaks. Even with people inside. Look at that. And that one has a lazy eye. That's why I got
Oh yes, the frog with the lazy eye.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe that one has that field of view problem Gary was talking about.
Yeah.
He's got a really strange.
He got fish eye. A frog with a fish eye.
Somehow that an arc makes a straight line. I don't know how that
I
works.
used to have a French teacher like that. You could never tell if he was looking at you or the guy next to you.
Yeah,
He's
shout
actually
out to
looking at
Blue.
both at
Yeah.
the same time. Yeah.
I'm glad you
Big
made it.
Blue.
It was me having issues over here, brother.
Oops.
Hey,
There he
what?
is.
Huh? What?
Huh? Ooh, huh?
I'm here.
What's
Huh?
going on in
What?
big country?
Hey, what's happening, Sly? How you doing, man?
Oh, another fun-filled day. Still have your name on post 0 for my test.
Okay.
Just
Cool
got to finally get out there and be able to do it, because in the later half of last year here in Germany, everything was buckled back down again, and but things are starting to loosen up a little bit as more and more people go out and get themselves vaccinated, to include myself, and I just want to. I posted for the bug light test. I posted a couple of things on Twitter when me and my son went back out there, and we were testing out a water height measurement system, which consists of nothing more than really a tripod, a bearinged pole that bobs in the water with a marker on the top of it, and bug light is basically going to be just a string of posts. As somebody had quoted to me, it would be better if I did it in a nautical mile as opposed to a imperial mile. And so I'm going to do a nautical mile. I'm going to do it on 9 posts and then just look down the string of posts, because looking down it is how you actually find out what your results are.
Yeah, that's the only way you find out what your results are.
Really?
Why would I
Somebody
need
tell
to
that to Bev.
cite it?
Hashtag don't tell Bev.
Yeah. Hashtag tell Bev so he can ignore it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I should try telling Bev that, huh?
No, Bev blocked me a long time ago, so.
I just want to fill over here and recap to Blue. Gary Webenga came in, and the Sparkane is here, and he talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you, if I tell you that Gary Webenga rage quit twice, so he rage quit, he waited an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and then he came back and he rage quit again. Do you know whose fault it was that he rage quit?
Mine probably.
It was Doofis. It was Doofis, man. Gary Webenga rage quit to us. Actually, Doofis did nothing. Gary Webenga just rage quit because of the presence of Doofis Manfred.
What did Doofis do? Talk or something?
Yeah, he spoke. He tried to ask questions and give information, and Gary didn't like it.
Oh well, shit, that'll do it every time.
Yeah, I don't actually. I'm not a big fan of people interrupting me, so I'll call out when somebody's doing it. So that's what he doesn't like.
Well, if you're not fond of being interrupted, don't be trying to talk to Gary. Man, he doesn't know any other way of talking.
Well, he tells everybody that he doesn't interrupt people.
Jesus Christ.
That's what we said as well.
Oh my goodness.
So can we say it's nobody's fault, but Gary Webenga's himself's fault that he made himself rage quit twice?
Nope. Hashtag I blame Doofus.
It's my fault. I scared away a flirt.
No, I would really like to take the responsibility myself if I could. I've only made him rage quit once. I've never gotten him to do it twice.
I think he looked at his clock and said, "This is about the time that Blue shows up, so I better go."
Yeah, doesn't you feel a little disappointed, Sly, that you weren't the responsible of the second rage quit?
Man, you know what? I see it, and I do it too. I post when somebody blocks me on Twitter or blocks me on things. I you know what? Rage quitting or blocking or muting and stuff like that. I see that actually totally different. I just see that as more confirmation that if I just bring a sane and level argument without having any kind of just trying to piss people off, and they block me or they mute me and stuff like that, that's all I get. Out of that, I get just simply, well, I guess I was right, and the open-minded, critical thinking people that they claim themselves to be are as closed-minded and belief defending as they have ever been. That's the way I see that. So if somebody's going to rage quit or somebody's going to try and do everything they can to not let me speak or do everything they can to just try and I don't know, they try their best to belittle you or whatever. I see.
Yeah.
I actually see that more as their total inability to present an actual argument, with substance behind it. They just turn around and they're just like, and they block everybody that disapproves what they say, just so they can turn around and say, look at my comment section. Everybody believes me. So I don't see it as so much of a haha, I got you to quit. I see it as more as thank you for identifying that you have no argument to present.
I agree with you.
And on that note, though, guys, I do have to get what do you call it? I just I saw that Jose was on live and I was like, yoo-hoo!
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I usually don't do it Sunday show, but yeah, I had a few hours. I woke up early. I said, yeah, might as well do a little live stream and do the Google Meets. If I do the weekends, I did last night, Saturday, a late one, Google Meets, and today Google Meets. During the week, I'll probably do Discord is easier. I get more traffic during the week. And in the weekend,
I saw that.
Google Meets. Yeah.
I saw that on your channel. I was like, wait a minute, that it's dark at Jose's. I was like, what the hell? Something go wrong? Something happened?
Yeah, yep.
But,
I tuned in just about the time he was quitting last night.
Yeah.
And I did get in and got to scream at Gary for a while. But
yeah, because I mean, the problem I have, and also I'm guessing Farmer's Boy also has, is being here across the pond.
Yes.
It goes into the wee late hours. I had somebody who tried to get me to join some kind of a live stream the other night, and I got the notification at like 3 a.m, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I knew Jose streamed last night when I woke up this morning. Yeah, because I think it was 1:30 this morning my time. It's like, oh, we had a stream. That was nice. I was asleep.
Anyway, gentlemen, like I said, I do got to get, because it's 9:30 here, and I got a couple of things I got to round up. Even though we have tomorrow off, which is nice to have, but I do have a couple of plans. So,
thank you very much for coming, Sly. Welcome anytime, whenever you want, man.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
yeah,
Later.
talking to you, boy. See you, man.
Cheers.
All right, let me, Big Blue. Now that you're here, there's a little something going on with Bev. Maybe it's been some kind of a screenshot that he's got. He says something about a threat that you did. I don't want to get personal or nothing. I don't know if you want to address it. I didn't pay a lot of attention, but I know it's a thing he tried to bring to my Discord server. He threw a screenshot of some comments of you, and he typed something like, "Oh, is Blue okay?" Something about a threat. Did you want to explain to us what's going on? Because I don't know. I said, you know what? What I'm going to do is going to delete that from the Daily Boom, because I don't want any drama, instigation and shit. But tell us about it, man. I'm interested.
Oh, there's nothing much to it. I made a mistake in a slide that I had used in one of my live streams, and I freely admit I made a mistake. Okay, but Bev won't shut up about it. He just kind of continues and continues. And I told him that the slide in and of itself, as far as technically all this is copyright. What you're doing right now is, but if you want to use something for under fair use, that's fine. Bill's not using it as under fair use. He's using it to Just to try to embarrass me. That's all. So I basically told him if he didn't knock it off, I'd file a damn copyright strike. But then I watched, I started watching and paying attention. And for some reason, he's hemorrhaging subs right now. He was at over 3K and now he's down below 2.8. So rather than strike him, I think it's more fun just to watch him fucking evaporate.
Sublimation.
Yeah, that's what it is. But that's all it is, Jose.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'll get pissed off, people, use my picture or my image and then they just add, some weird shit on my face and they just use my picture or my image or a clip of me just to insult me and make, just to talk trash about me. It's fucked up.
Yeah, that's all he's doing, man. And it does get irritating.
Oh, it does. And sometimes, you get really triggered and sometimes we get the worst out of us come out and sometimes we overreact a little bit. It happens to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think I briefly saw a conversation about that whole thing, and I thought that Bev took issue with the fact that a cord could be a horizontal. Did I get that wrong? Is he having an issue with that or not?
I don't know really what issue he is having. It's just a cord line. I had copied something from another slide, had the word tangent plane in it because that's what I was showing in the other slide, and I forgot to change the damn words. But I don't know what his issue is. He doesn't really have one. He's just trying to continually say, "Oh, Blue made a mistake." Well, okay, yeah, I did. And let's move on.
I thought it was...
I gotta address RT. That's a good call. We thought it was Gary rejoining the stream, and did I have to retitle the stream again to Rage Quit ×3 because I already retitled it Gary Rage Quit ×2. So yeah, it wasn't, but maybe who knows? Show is still.
No, that's it. I'm not gonna waste time with Doofis. By the way, I just made a video. It's very short. It's going to show the trees I was talking about fly. I tilted the camera up, tilted the camera down. The line remains straight. Same thing I was seeing with my actual eyes. My eyes are better than the GoPro. His claim was they're worse. He's wrong.
All right, well, I'll just announce to the room real quick that what Sly was actually mentioning was if you can maintain sight of the horizon at your periphery and tilt your head down and see the horizon come up over, that yes, it is actually something that's not rectilinear.
Big shout out to the StingRay. Good to see you, man.
Oh,
The StingRay. I played a video earlier. Sorry about the hot mic. The neighbors are drilling or whatever. I saw a clip that you did of something about the Earth. You did a CGI Earth rotating, beautiful. I had it looping for like 5 minutes earlier. Seven. I cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Check on your microphone, StingRay.
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't talked yet, so that's probably why you haven't heard.
All right. Good. Yeah.
You have to think a bit louder.
Yeah. No, I made this graphic. I made this graphic because I thought it's a beautiful title to a video. So I thought I'd use it as a texture. There we go. This fellow, Gary Wybanga, angles at the bottom are always narrower than on the top. Except when you make them not, or you deal with set heights. So what it did was quite simply, here I've got some blocks. Each block is 1 unit high. I've got a camera. The camera view is on the bottom right here. So what we can see is this camera has a certain degree on all of these. So if I simply do Oh, no, sorry, this one. So we can see that at this point, the camera has got 3.7 degrees vertical height of the block at the bottom. Now this is interesting. Does anybody know what will happen when I place this at the top? Holy shit. 3.1 degrees. Who'd have fucking thunk that? So the block at the bottom, which is 1 unit high, is supposed to be more than the block at the top. But it really isn't. So I just love the title of this video. Angles to the bottom are always narrower than the top. Really not. It depends on your fucking, the relationship of the perpendicular nature of the camera, Gary. It really does.
Okay, put yourself on the ground in that little clip you got there.
Yep.
Draw your angle to the top from where your position is to the top of the first block. Measure that angle.
Yep.
Now draw a line to the top. Now draw a line to the top, which is the angle to the top of the whole thing. The whole thing is the top, other than the bottom block. Now draw your angle to that. Which angle is bigger? Which angle is smaller?
What we'll do? No. That's just
no. Do what I said. Do what I said.
No,
because that's reality.
That's like saying if we add all the blocks except the bottom block together and call it the top, that's bigger. And that's a fucking ludicrous statement.
But that's reality. That's how we see.
Blocks. With 1 unit high block, the block at the top takes up less degrees than the block at the bottom when I'm on the floor.
Yes. That's because you're foreshortened, right?
Correct.
Okay, which is what I've been saying all along. So you're agreeing with me now.
No.
So now we're going to say, we're going to point out why the bottom will disappear before the top. And that's because you're on the ground, your angle to the bottom is one angle, your angle to the top is another angle. Those are two completely different angles. The one to the top is way bigger than the one to the bottom, just the bottom block. That's why that bottom block, the whole thing compresses, not equally though, because you can see the angles are different to every block. Right? From your starting position. If you draw an angle to each top of each block, that angle will be different.
You're not watching this,
right? I am kind of, but I'm in my pickup driving. It's hard.
Yeah, no, I can tell. I can tell because what you're saying.
Okay, well, no, but what I'm saying is correct. That entire building cannot possibly, that building cannot possibly squish at the same rate the bottom block does.
Can I do this shout out to the $1.99 super chat of Kalik, Master Kalik? Gary said bottom up obstruction is globe evidence. Shout out to Master Kalik. Boom.
So again,
of course I didn't say that. I never said that.
Again, for everybody watching that can actually see the screen, we can see angles to the bottom are always narrower, which in this is true. If you control the angles and say, well, out of this 45 degrees, I'm going to say 5 degrees is the bottom and 40 is the top. But when you do it like this is the hull of a boat, and then this is the deck of the boat, and this is the top of the boat, well, actually, the angles to the top of the boat with the same vertical height are narrower because you're at a more severe angle, whereas you're perpendicular to the bottom of it. So the angle's going to be bigger at the bottom, which makes this title of this video even questionable to a fucking child. Just saying.
Okay. Your angle to the top, the whole top, is everything that's above the first block. That's the top.
No.
Yes.
I reject your premise there.
That's no different than the red stripe. Okay, you're interrupting me.
Let's do this then. Let's do this then,
Gary. Okay, let's go both ways, Jose.
Let's do this then, Gary. Let's say like a ship. Let's say the bottom 3 are the hull and the top 3 are above the deck. So we've got below the deck of 30 foot and we've got above the deck of 30 foot. Now, if I measure the angle to 3 of them, which represent the bottom, I've got 11 degrees. If I measure the angle to the top of them above the deck, I've got 10 degrees. A bit weird, that, isn't it?
No, because we're talking like in my video with the boat with the red bottom or the
No,
turbine
not
with the
your
yellow
video. I'm on
bottom.
about reality.
Yes, because this is that was reality. My videos demonstrated reality. You actually saw it happening. So the red stripe represents the red or the bottom block in your little picture here, right? So, but the entire top of the boat is everything above that is above that block, right? That section.
I'll tell you what, Garrett. I'll tell you what. I'll make it really easy for you because I can see this is really fucking confusing.
No, you're going to avoid it. No. And now I'm not even finished yet.
I'll make it really easy for you. It's a bit confusing, I know. So
it's not confusing at all.
It really does, I'm afraid. I can tell by what you're trying to do. So what we'll do is we'll have 2 blocks of equal size. We've got the hull and the top of a boat. That's all we've got now. We've got
StingRay.
Yeah.
What about the angle packets? Shout out to Sean Harris.
So again, the bottom block, which now represents half of the ship bottom.
I can't understand. I don't know if you can hear me. You're roboting.
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah. So I'll make the top one green.
It's clear now.
So we can see it. So the green block represents, let's have that turquoise. So the top bluish block represents the top of the vessel. The red represents the lower half of the vessel, which would be everything below the deck. We've got 11 degrees represented here. And if I move it and measure the degrees at the top, we've got 10. Because it's always going to be less. And guess what? If I move this away, now I've got 6.5 at the top. But guess what? We've got 7 at the bottom. It's amazing. The bottom is always bigger if you don't bias the height. Weird that, isn't it?
If you bias the height, which was what the whole thing was, the bottom disappears first if you're standing on the ground, right? You put things in the middle, which obviously changes your angle relationships to each section, right? We know that. So you had it. That's why you changed it to that, because you wanted to equalize it. Now the reality is, the top of the boat is one angle from your eyes. Are you going to interrupt or let me finish? You don't like it when I do it, and everybody says Gary interrupts.
Go on.
You're interrupting. Okay, so you have several angles. You can divide that ship just in sections, just like you have your blocks here. Okay, the top section has an angle from the top of that to you in relation to the ground. That little bottom block also has an angle in relationship to your eye. Now, if you move away, which one is going to squish to the point where you can't see it while the other one is still visible because it's well above the surface?
The one with the smallest amount of degrees to start off with would disappear first.
Because that one block has got a way smaller degree than the entire thing, which is the rest of the thing. You can't avoid it.
Here's a question, Gary. What about if I say, well, the bottom of the boat is 2 meters at the waterline, but the top of the boat is 3 meters of the pilot house?
Oh, then you're going to get it all squishing you're going to get it all squishing at the same rate, and you're going to basically have it disappear.
No, the weird thing, Gary, is in reality, the whole thing moves down. Fucking weird, that, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it does actually, because you're going to have the ground move up towards your eye level, and everything is pressing down towards that. Yes, and which means the top is always going to be the last thing to reach that point.
I know, and the craziest thing that both you and Lemon won't answer is, at the vanishing point, why does the pilot house go below the vanishing point? Why does the deck...
It doesn't go below the vanishing, but it doesn't.
Why does the deck of the boat go below the vanishing point? It's weird.
It doesn't.
Right?
No, it just compresses into it as it moves past it.
Compressed as in because the angle that we're showing right here that shows that your video is utter bullshit. This is the issue, yeah? The angle here.
No, there's no angle problem in my boat video with the turbines and all included. The bottom angle, the angle from your eye to the bottom yellow of the turbines or the bottom red of the ship is a much smaller angle than the line from your eye to the top of the ship in relation to the surface. right? The top of the ship is much higher than the ground level of the ship, right? The bottom level.
Let's conduct a fair experiment. Let's say there is a top half and a bottom half.
Okay, can you answer my problem of what I said, where you're standing on the ground, you're avoiding it. You're standing on the ground.
I'm explaining
yes,
how
you are
to
avoiding it. You have not
properly.
answered it. You keep changing the criteria because you know what happens if you get in the middle of the boat. It's a little bit different. My question is, when you're on the ground, you have an angle to the top of the ship and you have an angle to that bottom block, right? The angle to the top and the angle to the bottom. They're going to be completely different because the angle to the bottom, the top of the bottom block is much narrower than the angle to the whole from the ground to the top. That's a big angle compared to that bottom one.
Right. So I've got 6.
So we know that everything compresses towards eye level. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I got to present the problem, otherwise you're going to avoid it again, and we just make a round and round again. Okay, so we know that everything compresses towards central vision. We know that the bottom is going to appear to slant up towards your eye level. Everything above is going to appear to slant down. Now, the thing that's highest above the surface is going to be the last thing to reach that point. Not that bottom block. It's going to be the top one because it's much higher than the surface. Much higher than your eye level.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. It's normal.
I mean, I'm measuring this, Gary. I'm measuring this, but mathematics, geometry, reality, and common sense just call bullshit on what you just said. And I'm really trying to agree with you. But unless I'm fucking insane or have the intellect of a chipmunk, I can't honestly agree with you. I'm sorry.
Well, we saw in my video the bottoms became unresolvable before the tops. Why? Because they're closer to the surface than the top. It has no choice. It has to do it. Geometrically, it has no choice.
Yeah. So in conducting an experiment to see if what you say is true, is it fair, and this is a question to you, Gary, is it fair that we assign both equal height to what we class as the top half and the bottom half? Is that fair?
Sorry, I was chewing on some chips. No, you can make it all change different things no matter which angle you change it. My point in that first 2 rubber band videos is all angles aren't equal. That's why I had it. I changed 2 different things to show that you don't have an equal angle to every section from wherever you're at, right? Even if you're right in the middle, even if you're in the middle, let's say there's 6 blocks and you're at the middle by the top of the 3rd block, right? So your angle to the top is going to be approximately the same as your angle to the very bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your angle to obviously the middle is just 90 degrees. Your angle to the next, the 2 middle blocks, the top of each one of those, is going to be different than the angle to the top of the first or the top block, right? The bottom of the top block or the top of the first bottom block. So all those angles are different. They're not the same. You have 2 the same on each side because you split the difference. You're in the middle. So that's the only difference on that. It depends on where you're at and how. The angle to the middle, if you're at your eye level, that's what I said. I said if it's 90, I said if it's at your center, it's 90 degrees. I said that already.
Right.
That one's not going to change. I'm really. The other ones are going to squish. Those other ones are going to squish into it because the ground is going to slant up towards your eye level, squishing all that, while everything above the surface squishes towards that point also. Which means the very last thing that's going to squish into that point will be the very top.
Yeah,
they cannot do otherwise. That's why we see it in my videos.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do here for you, Gary, is I'm trying to prove that you're correct with 2 equal parts to an object based on distance where we are equal, as in we have a top half and a bottom half. And I'm trying to say, hey, look, I'm going to make the bottom half have less. Wait a minute, what did you say? The angle to the bottom is always narrower. Well, no. If we have 2 meters, of hull and then 2 meters of kind of bridge and that, then the angle will be greater at the bottom than it is at the top if I'm below center line. It always will. That's common sense. A child in a child starting school would know this, and would
We just
even if
we
they
were just
didn't,
we were
be able
just
to
talking
call it.
center line, weren't we? We were talking straight line of sight, center line. That's what we were talking about. Now you're changing it to below because you're going to change the angles now
All right,
again.
no, center
Every time
line.
you change the
Right, so-
position, you
so
change the
center line,
angles. You
8
know that.
degrees. Wait a minute. So center line,
Okay,
8
you
degrees.
still haven't
Check
answered
this,
my
Gary.
question originally.
Check this, Gary. So in fact, I'll make it 7 degrees. That's easier. So center line 7 degrees, and guess what? It's 7 degrees to the fucking top as well. Center line. That's a bit weird. That's like
If you're at
trigonometry
the
work,
center, your angle to
right?
the bottom is going to be the same as your angle to the top if you're at center of that object.
Okay,
be the
so
same.
now the issue that you've got to explain is when this moves away, how does the fucking blue bit go well below my center line? Because the
It
only way
doesn't.
for it
What
to do
you
that
have as you move, what you have as you move away is the horizon slants up towards, it squishes towards your eye level, and everything above that, your eye level, squishes down toward, it's because it's all actually squishing down towards the ground with distance. But the trouble is for you is that the ground appears to slant up, so you have to account for that in perspective. So it's going to squish that bottom before the top to the point where you can't resolve it. Yes, because it's all, the top is always higher than the bottom.
What do you think about the black swan, Gary? Do you think that's flat Earth proof?
The black swan is a day of good optics for the surface, where you probably had a smooth surface. You probably had the angle conditions of the sun reflecting on the surface different. You had all these conditions that were optimal to seeing more detail on the surface for further. That's
Okay.
what it is.
So
the black swan.
Cool. Did that alter perspective in any way?
And yeah, if you have the right conditions, yes, because you can see better. Have you ever looked over a smooth surface in relation to a rough surface, and you zoom in, you can see
perspective. Is that correct, Gary?
Things like sun angles, because if the sun's angling on an angle towards you, it's going to be reflection. It's going to be harder to see more detail on the surface for further. And if the water is rough, you're going to have that actually changes your elevation over the water, because if it's rough water versus smooth water, you actually have a higher angle over the surface if it's smooth water compared to rough water, because it would actually change your elevation above the surface of the water in the way it works with perspective. So if you have a nice smooth
there are
water
different
day,
kinds
you're
of
going
water.
to see
Different kinds of
more
water,
detail.
the behavior of water, because smooth water.
Yes, because all those
I
things
drink
alter
water.
how you see.
I just drink water. I don't have to know if it's smooth or rough.
Okay,
or whatever. It's water.
that if a day is, if you're looking over rough water, you're not going to see as much detail as far as if you look over smooth water.
Sometimes when there's a little bit of a wind and it's a little bit of choppy water, actually the wind blow up sometimes it just kind of clean the refraction a little bit better.
Oh, it might clean a little of the atmosphere out, but it's going to roughen your surface so that it's going to cancel.
I'm going to do.
I just wanted to mention something to StingRay. Real quick before you got too far away from the boats topic, or ships as they should be termed. The ship in the distance that is half obscured by the horizon, you can make out details on it that are far smaller than the amount of the ship that's hidden. So unresolvable is not a good term to use. Yeah, there's no reason for it to be unresolvable.
Well, because it really doesn't have anything to do with the size of the ship. It's the angle of your field of view that it's in. You have compression at center frame. We know that. You guys even know that. That's why you don't measure things at the horizon like the sun and the stars, right? Because there's something that changes at that horizon, that it's compressed. And so that's why you see that's why the sun seems to hang up instead of going down at the horizon, which is why they have to have an adjustment on like a EQ mount to adjust for that, because the sun doesn't arc down when the EQ thinks it is. It's still going forward. So you call it a King's rate adjustment.
Stop preaching.
Not preaching, it's just reality.
That's for atmospheric refraction, Gary. And that's the densest part of the atmosphere is looking at very, very low angles to the horizon. You're looking through a lot of atmosphere.
And it's also where you have the foreshortening effect over the surface, because your angle to the surface is more narrow in the distance and your angle to the sky is more narrow in the distance. You have compression. It's not refraction, it's compression. It's compression, which is compression. Compression is perspective. Why do you think things appear smaller with distance? Okay, well, you guys disregard it. So what part of the horizon? What part of the horizon is perspective and what part is not?
I tell you, all I've done in these 3D programs is fucking disregard perspective. Honestly, I've just had to throw it out because otherwise it'd prove the Earth was flat.
Your model does not represent reality. You have no atmosphere. You have an unlimited zoom, right? That's why every time in that one model where you have the boat going away, you can actually see the bottom, the blue part is becoming more and more thin. It's going to blend in with the line. And then all of a sudden you quick zoom in on it because you don't want people to see that part. Tommy did the same thing. Tommy has a model in SketchUp that he does the same thing. Tommy and I went round. Okay, you're interrupting. Tommy and I went round and round on this because Tommy was trying. I was asking Tommy. He agreed to use his model to show something, and then he kept going around and around and avoiding it. He accidentally showed it once. I said, "Right there, that's what we need. Now push the ship away." He wouldn't do it for nothing. In fact, he acted stupid. He acted like he didn't know what I was talking about, and he clicked away from it and went to other stuff. He knew what would happen. He knows if the ship moves away, that blue bottom would become unresolvable, and that you'd still see the top.
Yeah.
Just like in your model.
Okay, before you go, StingRay, I just got one comment to read. It's a super chat comment by Ben the Light for $4.99. We're gonna round that up for $5. Thank you for the $5, Ben the Light. Gary, that squishing you're talking about is you trying to squish your beliefs into reality. Shout out to Ben the Light. Let's hear StingRay. There's no need for a rant for that.
Oh yeah, so this is an interesting thing. I added something to my model, but I'm going to do whatever Gary wants in a minute. He said I wouldn't zoom in or some bollocks like that. So on the left-hand side, obviously we've got a curve which matches reality, and on the right we've got flat, which absolutely doesn't match reality. But the interesting thing here, Gary, and I don't know whether you can see it, is I have got about 300 miles away between these two vessels on the flat Earth. I've actually got about 300 miles away in relation to a P1000 zoom extent here. The other thing that I've just put in, which I thought people would find amusing, is I put in clouds, and I also put in the average cruising height of a jetliner at about 32,000 to 33,000 feet to see what would happen to that aircraft on a curved Earth and what would happen on a flat Earth traveling 345 miles. On a curved Earth, we can see that the clouds meet the horizon at 345 miles or a little bit further on. And the jetliner actually goes down as well towards the horizon. Whereas on a flat Earth, we've got a bit of a problem over 345 miles because the clouds are still way up there and the jetliner is so up there. It's just not making its way down at 345 miles. And unfortunately, this isn't reality either. But Gary, just to answer your question, I did put a boat in there for someone. It might have been you. And it's this boat that's 300 miles away on the flat Earth. So let's just have a look. It is, I'm sure it's here somewhere. Oh, yeah, there we go. There it is. This little boat that I've got here, it's going to be hard for me to select. Oh, my God, I selected it. So I've got a little 300-mile away boat. Now, the amazing thing is, it is there. At the moment, it's unresolvable. But if I zoom in enough...
With your unlimited zoom?
Yeah, completely.
Is this the equivalent of a P10,000?
Telescope. It's absolutely there.
Can you realize how ridiculous you are right now?
Telescope.
You don't do anything that actually resembles reality.
Telescopes exist in reality.
Yeah, telescopes exist.
There's nothing in this model that represents reality. Zero.
Except wait a minute. Except the predictions that it makes always match reality.
StingRay, put a ship in there, divide it into 4 equal sections, put each section a different color, start with it close by, and then slowly move it away and tell me what happens. Which part will become unresolvable first?
On the curved Earth.
No. Put it on the flat one. Start it like you're on the ground. Don't raise your elevation. Put it like you're on the ground, standing by the ship. You got the ship with equal divided portions horizontally, right? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna put like a section on the bottom that one is one color, another section equal size on the next section. Make 4 sections. You can make 3 sections if you want. Make 4 sections, then gradually move that ship away slowly so everybody can see what's happening. Keep your elevation of your camera at sea level or just like a 6-foot person standing on the shore.
I shall do that while well, Blue was going to say something, but I'll do this for you, Gary. Don't worry. What were you going to say, Blue?
No, I just, yeah, all I was trying to say was maybe if you had some rubber bands, it'll help Gary understand.
There's nothing wrong with rubber bands. It's just very quick to change angles. Once you got the nails in place and the equal distances between each nail, it's quick to change rubber bands. It's actually a smart idea. It's not dumb at all.
Boom. Yeah,
You
big
can
shout out.
measure it.
I gotta do the big shout out. Thank you to the YouTube chat box. Can't attest to the sound yet, but it looks good. Thank you, Doofis. Looks and sounds good. The stream. Yeah, I'm just asking, like, how does this look on YouTube? It looks clean. It looks nice. You guys chatting in the little corner. We don't have too much shit on screen, so it looks great. And thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like the stream and support if you can. So I really appreciate it. This is good times. Carry on, guys.
While I'm doing this, anybody else want to talk?
And when you move it away, move it straight away from the observer, not on an angle. Move it straight away.
Oh, I'm gonna move it all over the place. It's amazing. I've got to hide the fact the Earth is flat, Gary.
Just move it straight away, because that's how we're going to observe a ship moving away from us. On an angle, you're going to foreshorten it in a different way.
Okay, so now it's moving away.
Okay, I don't even see your ship.
It's 3 blocks, equal heights.
I can't even see your ship. I'm looking at my screen. I don't see it anywhere.
It's on the top right view.
I see your little thing that you're moving around, but I don't see your ship. And you're going to have that ship move straight away from you,
yeah,
like it's going straight out. No, that's not what you're doing. You're doing it from an orthographic type view. I want the ship to move straight away from you. Not
this
straight
is straight away. This is straight away.
No, you're doing it as an orthographic view. Do it in a way that's not an orthographic view.
This is a perspective view, Gary.
Okay,
I'm moving it in a single direction away from the observer across the water surface.
I don't even see your ship. I don't even see your ship on here at all.
It's the 3 blocks.
You said color blocks.
I don't see 3 color blocks anywhere. I see blue and black for the whole picture. That's it.
Are you watching
now
YouTube?
I see something with arrows. I see something with arrows now.
Don't do it on YouTube.
Circle.
Do it in Meets.
I'm in Meets. I'm not on YouTube.
Okay, I'm watching it in Meets, and I can see his 3 colored blocks.
I can't see anything. I see
in the top right.
I see a little dot with arrows, a little circle with arrows pointing out of it.
Not the bottom view, the top right.
Maybe you have a zoom in. Maybe you gotta zoom it out or pinch it.
Yeah. I see it now. Okay, I did. That was the problem.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just doing my some scientific research over here on my end.
So scientific.
Yeah, move it very slowly, straight away. Move it slowly so it doesn't jump around.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you what. I'll set a keyframe here, and we'll go right to the end, and I shall set a keyframe at a great distance, let's say. So
No. Move it away. Just gradually move it away.
I'm gradually moving it away.
Okay, well, look at that red part becoming unresolvable. I can still see the green at the top.
And I can still
there
see
we
the
go.
bottom.
But now he's going to zoom in on it, and he's going to say, "Oh, look, they're all there still." But you can't see. You saw the bottom one disappear. You saw the bottom one disappear.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I
can.
Here, I'll even zoom in on my picture now. Do it again.
I can still see the right of the bottom, Gary.
Yeah, when you zoom in, yes.
Oh, right. So, what you're saying is when those boats go over our water curve where we can't see them because of solid fucking water, if we zoom in, the camera magics away the water or pulls the ship up vertically. Which one?
In your model right here, you have 0 atmosphere and you have an unlimited. Listen, you have unlimited zoom here. That's nothing like a P900 or anything else. You got unlimited zoom with no atmosphere, and I'm sorry, you have unlimited zoom with no atmosphere here, but you still saw the red, the block on the bottom become unresolvable for the top green one.
We didn't actually see that.
That's not what I saw.
No.
Actually, you did.
No.
Until he zoomed back in on it. Yes.
No, actually,
yes,
I didn't. No,
Actually,
actually,
you
I
did.
didn't. Don't tell me what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know what I saw.
I'll go ahead and zoom in on it later when the stream is done and post it in Discord for you.
I'll tell you what. How about that? So now I've got green blocks there, right, at the bottom. Now here we go. The green block's going to go away, and guess what? I can still see the green. I can still see the green.
Yeah.
I can still see the green, and now they're merging into a silly little pixel mess. But I can still see the green. And when I zoom in, according to you now, the water is in front. That I don't see it.
No, that's actually not what I said.
However, when I zoom
not-
in, the water should move out the way. That's awesome. I didn't know cameras had this power. I'm going to
Okay,
try
first
this
of-
next time.
First of all, we don't have an unlimited zoom in reality, and we do have atmosphere, which you don't have on here whatsoever, which does make a difference because that bottom block is next to the water. You don't have any of that on here. You have no representation of reality at all. Your model
much
doesn't
zoom?
work.
Except
How much zoom do you
Gary.
got on?
He has
when you see
unlimited
that?
zoom. He can zoom out whatever distance he wants.
Hold on.
here.
Let him
I'm asking a
talk,
specific
Gary.
question. How much zoom do you employ when you see it again, StingRay?
I actually don't know. I'm just scrolling at the moment.
Does it tell you a field of view?
Yeah, but well, I'll tell you what. I
Who
can.
knows?
Give it to you.
Should give you an angular measure, I think.
No, it will. It's just that Blender has a zoom in like this, which is independent of actually the camera's field of view. So in order to get the camera's field of view, I would have to go and get this camera, and say it's 1.4 millimeters equivalent for full frame at the moment. So to see it again, 0.5. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, that was meters, dickhead. 1,000. Yeah. So let's say 2,000 millimeters.
Unlimited zoom.
Yeah, 2,000 millimeters. I can see clearly.
Yeah, he does have unlimited zoom on here, actually.
4,000 millimeters. Can see
He can,
clearly.
he can place something that you can't see 5,000 miles away and zoom in on it with his unlimited zoom.
5,000 miles away. No, this is 5 miles away, Gary. So the interesting thing here is, according to Gary's reality, this view on the left here, which is what we see in reality, which is a vessel actually moving down below the vanishing fucking point because it's following a curve. But according
Actually,
to Gary,
when you zoomed in on it, when you zoom in it, you can see the horizon beyond it.
This water should move away. All these boats should fucking move up. This is
Yeah, and
amazing.
what's your elevation level here? Your camera's elevation level?
1.6 meters, Gary. 1.6.
No, you wouldn't see that much distance, surface of the water, if you were just very low to the water.
You're right, because it curves away. On a flat Earth,
because you would have a foreshortened angle. When you're close to the water, you have the horizon is always much closer.
Well, on a flat Earth, that vessel there is still not on the horizon and is 300 miles away. And this
That's what I said. So the horizon wasn't hiding anything, right? The horizon wasn't hiding anything in your picture because when you zoomed in, you could see the horizon beyond the ship or beyond your blocks.
I said when I zoom in on this one, I got a bit of an issue. It don't fucking work just like it does in reality because the water's in front of it. Weird that, right?
No, it's nothing weird about it at all. Like I said, your model here doesn't represent reality. You have no atmosphere and unlimited zoom.
Well, okay. So first of all, I can simulate reality, atmosphere on the left or refraction given gravity.
So it doesn't resemble reality, right? Because that is a very big part of our perspective.
Let me finish.
Not minor.
So let me finish. So the important thing about this model is I do not say any of my models represent reality 100%. They do it within an error tolerance. And that error tolerance, let's say give or take for refraction, might be a fraction of 1 degree. But the one thing that it does do is it predicts what I see in reality all the time in that small envelope of error. And the flat Earth falls fucking, pardon the pun, flat.
Well, see, I'm zoomed in on my picture now. I actually zoom my screen in. I don't see the green bottom as separate from the other two on the top.
Yo, guys, we've been on for over 3 hours. I didn't know how long we've been on. We gotta wrap it up. I gotta do I gotta do some stuff. So we're gonna do a quick round of final thoughts. It's not too many people. You guys can stay here you're on your own. I'll share the link. If anybody want to join, I'm gonna stay 5 minutes to allow people in, and you guys can stay as long as you want. Big Blue, give us a quick round of final thoughts. I really gotta go. That's the neighbors, Doug.
Oops. Thanks, Jose. Enjoyed it. See you later.
Thank you. Doofis, Manfred, final thoughts.
Now, just some of the things that I had to state a few times. We can observe the South Celestial Pole. Even from north of the equator, we can observe where the stars are circling around a point, even if that point is below the horizon. That exists in reality. The human eye is not rectilinear. That's actually a well-known optics thing. And that's really it. There's no reason for the surface that is at a lower vertical angle to ever obstruct something that's on it at a higher vertical angle. Optically, that doesn't make any sense. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Everybody, if everybody got a little bit of time to hang out, click on the Google Meet link and join. I'm not going to call your name if you just join. It's just a handful of people here, but you can come in and listen, maybe participate in the after show. I might or I might not record the after show to upload it later. So just be sure that these after shows might be recorded at any time. All right, Farmer's Boy, final thoughts.
It's been a lot of fun tonight, Jose. Thank you very much. I've unlearned some incredible new stuff. It's always nice to come in and be made a little bit more ignorant than when you started. So yeah, thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for hanging out with me earlier in the show. We made it happen, man. Thank you.
No worries.
Gary Webenga, final thoughts.
Yeah, once again, their picture earlier with two star trails looking vertical up and down with a little strip in the middle straight or semi-straight because it's actually already curving at the middle. It doesn't represent reality. We don't ever see that. Never will. They can cry all they want. Doesn't change the fact.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And the StingRay.
Yeah, so again, we've just seen some very awesome desperation and word salad. And the weird thing about this is, in order to believe that you are correct in all of these things, is you've discovered a new kind of perspective. You've discovered a new way refraction works. You've discovered new ways optics work. My God, go claim your Nobel Prizes. Stop fucking around here. Cheers, Jose.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Please click on the link and join the after show. Jose JG saying out. Boom.